Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let me get in here. Let me get rid of this intro. Let's get the intro. What's going on? Let me adjust the light. The light is looking a little funky. But we're going to get it. Whoa. Ooh, there we go. Okay, that's better. And oh, man, I'm looking super shiny. Let's take away some of this brightness. There we go. No. That don't look good. I'm fighting with the light, y'all. I'm fighting with the light. All right, that's straight. Let's see if it stays that way. Come on now. C.A. Anderson in the building. Seattle in the house. It's a celebration. Celebrate good times. Come on, there's a party going on right here. You know the rest. There's a party going on right here. Y'all know what it is. Key Mathis, what's going on? Good morning. First Monday of the new year. We are here. Latika, good morning. How you feeling?
I don't think he went to school nowhere. If he went to school, he didn't learn nothing.
Man, it's light. I think I'm going to have to turn my other light on too. I don't like how this one light going. We're going to get it together. The light is not going to be a distraction. Detroit Gemini, good morning. How you feeling today? Good morning. Big changes on the way. That's right. Victory Monday, and Kevin is out. If you follow me on Patreon, I said this. I called this on, I think I'll put that out Saturday night, that this is what we'll be doing on Monday. Y'all see Jimmy's press conference? Zedric, you know we going to get to it. I had to watch it real quick before we started, but we going to get to it. Very interesting things he said in there. Very interesting. Good morning, Charmaine. How you feeling? Good morning. Good morning, Dawn. The only thing that matters to me is that Shedeur is QB1 and the franchise quarterback for Cleveland. We're going to be getting our wishes looking like. Good morning, Ms. Brown. Wonderful day, everyone. Wonderful day to you as well. It's just Maya. Good morning. Charmaine, they said this.
You about to lose your job.
And they actually came through. They followed through with it. They followed through. C. Brown Run, good morning. Good morning, Linda. Jimmy didn't mention Shedeur in the interview. However, they don't have money to draft a new quarterback. Yeah, you don't got to worry about another quarterback. It's not happening. Good morning, Wet 11s. Good morning. Our Jizzle, what's going on? Good morning. Good morning. Donnie King, what's going on? I always see you commenting on videos and such. Good morning all the way from the Netherlands. Shout out to you, Donnie King. Good morning. Felix, what's going on? How you feeling today? How you feeling? Chi-Town here, Flores and Leftwich in Cleveland. 1006. We gonna see. Good morning to you. Felix says, Kevin is fired. I'm so happy, but still want Shedeur out of Cleveland. Yeah, this just solidifies the fact Shedeur is not going anywhere. He's going to be there. He is going to be there. Where we at? Haslam did say the Rockies are going to be the cornerstone team going forward. Rookies are going to be the cornerstone of the team going forward. That's it. Especially when he was addressing the Andrew Berry portion, because people were saying, why did Andrew get to stay? Why did Andrew get to stay? Good morning, A.M. Williams. I'm checking. I thought he said that Andrew Berry was going to speak at 12:30. I'm not seeing nothing from Andrew Berry speaking right now. Stanky is out of there. Got him out of there. Haslam acknowledged they could have won more games. He pumped up for the new year. For real. Zedric, we watching the Berry presser. Yes, we are. I thought Jimmy Haslam said Barry's press conference was going to be at 12:30. I thought he said at 12:30. I could be wrong, but I thought he said 12:30. So that's what I thought he said. Naysayers are in full force. They're going to be in shambles this week. Selma Fudd, what's going on? How you feeling? Another beautiful day in the 216. KC, what's going on? Good morning. A beautiful day in the neighborhood. Barry's in interviews. I'm not seeing. I'm on the Browns page right now. Let me refresh. Let's see what we got going on. Let's see. Oh, actually, we got Shedeur. Okay. All right. This is what we're going to do, y'all. We're going to pivot the beginning of the show. We're going to do this a little bit in reverse. We got Shedeur speaking right now. So we're going to jump right to this thing, y'all. We're going to jump right to this thing. We're going to play Jimmy. We're going to play Shedeur speaking right now. I got Shedeur up. We're going to get to it. Now every hitter is talking. This fair competition crap didn't have that energy when Shedeur was thrown to equipment people. Jay Howe, talk to him. Where can I find Jimmy's interview? We're going to get to it. It's on Cleveland Browns. It's on the Cleveland Browns. It's on their YouTube page. I got Shedeur right here. Where are we at? Let me get Shedeur pulled up. We're going to watch Shedeur's press conference. We're going to get Shedeur up. Where we at? All right, we got Shedeur right here. Yeah, we got to pivot, y'all. We're going to get to some stuff quick. We still got some motivation for today that we're going to get to. We got a lot, y'all. So we're going to get to whole show got it. Zedric, I started late because I had to pivot. I had to change my thumbnail. Everything got to pivot, y'all. Everything got to pivot. Just know you're going to get a full show. You will not be shortchanged. You won't be shortchanged. Shedeur's on now. Where can I find Jimmy? Can't wait to hear Jason got to say now. He going to be quiet. Oh, happy day. When Jesus he washed them sins away. Whole show got to pivot for real. Shanithia, what is going on? How you feeling?
Broncos country, let's ride.
Maya,
Broncos
I feel
country, let's ride.
What's going on, Shanithia? Let's get to it. Let's get to Shedeur. I'm going to adjust my lights. We're going to get him played from the beginning. We're going to get this thing rocking and rolling. We do it live, y'all. We do it live. Let's get this volume up for y'all. This seems pretty low to me. Let's get this up. They loading it up. Let me fix my light. I like my light like this. Let me adjust this light, y'all. Hold on real quick.
We just found out a couple seconds ago. I think it's just overall the mentality, like things are going to happen. That's just how the league is. And moving forward, just focus on, what we can improve, individually for the next head coach.
Shedeur, do you think you did enough to show everybody, or I guess show Andrew Berry that you should be the starter heading into 2026?
I think I did what I was able to do, and I definitely grew from a lot of things, and I got experience now, so I'm always the same, like confidence-wise. I'm there, but like that's not in my hands. Like that's not my decisions. I can't speak on what other people feel.
But what does the whole season look like for you? How are you going to spend it? And is it kind of weird, like, this might be the first time you're going to offseason?
Volume is low.
Outside of last season.
Yeah, well, this year been the first year with a different head coach than Pop, so that was the adjustment off rip, and it was cool, it was straight. Like building different relationships, like in different circumstances, situations, which is always good to have those life goals and have those life lessons around, just to have them on building blocks, so then you prepared in any situation. So that's what this last year, pretty much been.
What are your plans for the off season to get better as a year?
Yeah, of course. First and foremost, I gotta go see Shiloh. go hang out with him for a bit. I heard he got some Christmas gifts for me. So I'll go see about that probably tomorrow or something. Then after that, really just be with the family. Be with the family, then get back to work. And connecting with the guys earlier, connecting with just overall just getting better, looking at everything that happened this year, what transpired, and going into next year with a fresh mind.
Shedeur, I know you talked a few weeks about wanting to find more wins, that you felt like the wins were the things missing. So just like how important is it for you to end the season having won these last 2 games?
I feel like the way we ended the season was cool. I think it was cool. I think overall, like as a quarterback, I showed different pieces in different games, you know, to all add up to one complete quarterback. And that's what I had to get to, you know, in those situations, red zone situations, field goal situations, third down situations, where you at on the field situations. So there was a lot of situations that was good. I feel like this was a good learning year for me, and I'm excited for it because, like I say, like moving forward, I'll be prepared. You know, I'll have actual realistic reps versus players and versus other players on other teams and everything. So I'm excited for this off season, like knowing and understand what to expect and what I'm gonna get.
With that said, what does your offseason need to look like for you to feel like you've come into this next year with a good platform?
Like it always been. Yeah, the work always be the same, you know. So that's one thing. That's one thing. Us like as a family, as just being a Sanders, like that's what work is, and we always continue to do it. So just working, but know what you're working towards, and know the opponent.
Who informed the players that this happened? You said you just found out a few minutes ago.
I think social media informed the players first. So I think that's.
Hasn't addressed the team.
All right, now this is getting sticky business here.
Obviously, you've only been here just 1 year so far, but as this team goes into a coaching search, what do you think is needed in the next leader of this team to sort of get things on the right direction?
I can just focus on me. I can just focus on what I could do and getting better, and the players and the teammates that we got. When it comes to those grown-up decisions, that's not me.
You're going to take 2 more?
You worked so hard with Bill Musgrave, Tommy Reese, and Kevin, and we saw you get better every single week. What did all of those guys mean to your growth and your development since the day we first saw you show up here? And, would it help if maybe Tommy and Bill can still be involved with you going forward? Or just
See, now you're trying to get me in sticky business.
well, not that, but
I can't make decisions on the coach and who's coming, who's not. Yeah.
how important was it to your development what Bill and Tommy and Kevin all did to help you get
Yeah, but it's those coaches and also it's other coaches also, you know, that all poured into me and that helped me throughout everything. So definitely, it take a village. It take a village to grow someone and help you in places that you need help with, you know, and just talking in perspective, just being humans with each other, you know. So it take a village to raise one.
You mentioned getting more reps against other teams and having a full off season and that. Does that mean that the franchise kind of came to you and said they want you to be their franchise quarterback going forward?
Nah, I just went off simple facts of from last year to this year, like not playing in the league, and this year playing in the league, knowing what you like, what you don't like, knowing what you do good, what you don't do good, and just knowing the strengths and weaknesses and knowing how people game plan also, knowing how teams will attack or take things away. So it's a whole deep dive that you have to dive into when it comes to this off season and mentally, like getting there and preparing everybody, whether it's the connection with the receivers and everybody, to have that type of feeling, to have that it factor, to have those moments to where it could be risky plays, but it's always going to fall in our direction. So it takes a lot of relationships, and that's what I'm happy this offseason I'll be able to build with those guys and whoever is coming to the program.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Shedeur. Thanks for everything, Shedeur.
Man, oh man. Pivoted the whole show, but that's why we do it live. We prepare to pivot and change. What did they ask to make him comment about the sticky situations? They asked him about coaches, and they asked him about Kevin Stefanski leaving. They also, Mary Kay was asking him, does he want to continue to work with Musgrave and Tommy Rees moving forward? And he's saying, I can't get into that. That's about coaches. I can't get into that. I can't get into that. Shout out to all of y'all being here. We had to do something a little bit different. We started the show a little bit different. We got Denzel Ward up next. Yeah, he's not gonna spill the beans. I hope the next coach give the media hell next season. Their madness has to stop. That's what it's gonna take. It's gonna take somebody to put the Cleveland media in their place, set a clear boundary, and not let them move off that boundary. With him, who knows? Could be the situation. Could be Shedeur related. Yeah, we gonna see. Clyde Marshall, what's going on? Good morning, brother. The CEO said we take notes on what you say and what you do. He pulled Shedeur out for 2 silly Wildcats. Even Shedeur commented about being in 2 weeks ago. For real. For real. Van, what's going on? We got Van in the building live. Van, what is going on? How you feeling today? How are you feeling today? We had to pivot this thing early, y'all. So if I didn't get to say good morning to you, good morning to you. Shout out to you being here. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Let me get some of this volume down in my ear. It's kind of loud. Let's see. We got Denzel Ward. I don't know who we got after Denzel Ward. Ivy League Mac, what's going on? How you feeling? How are you feeling? We're going to let that go down for a second. Mary Kay is a mess. D go to Haslam. Yeah, we got Haslam. I appreciate that, Van. I'm good. I'm feeling good. We got to get motivation. I got something funny from Detroit Gemini. Then we're going to get to what else we got on the docket? We got Shedeur telling Tommy Rees, hey, your play calls ain't working. We're going to get to that. We got a lot, y'all. And I'm pretty sure during Haslam's interview, Haslam is going to say that Andrew Berry's going to speak at 12:30. But we're going to be here. We're going to be here. We not ducking no victory laps today, y'all. This is stuff that I told y'all was going to happen. We not ducking no victory laps. We're not ducking them. We're not ducking them. No. I told people this is what it was going to be. They don't want to hear it. Oh, well, to them. Cleveland media going to be in shambles. That's their problem. All right. Y'all know I got to give y'all a full show. I can't shortchange y'all. Let's get some. Does this mean that Rees is leaving too? Most likely, Maya. Most likely. This mean he's out. This mean he's out. Let's hit some motivation. Let's hit something funny. And then we're going to get to Haslam. We're going to get to Haslam. We might play what the Browns put out for Kevin Stefanski just because. But let's get to it. Let's get some motivation. Let's start this thing right. Hold on. Yeah, let's do motivation.
And if you hadn't practiced, then when it's time to play, your play is going to be practiced. You heard me. Your play is going to be practiced. So it's working in the off season. It's doing what you got to do in the off season. So in the regular season, come you ready. You heard me say it before. I am an athlete. I am a professional. So whether there's a game or not, I wake up and shoot. I heard a little kid call me last week. He said, E.T., thanks, bro. I got up today at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I'm practicing my soccer game. He said, but guess what? That's not what's important. He said, I'm not on the team, Eric. He said, I didn't make the soccer team, but I'm getting up at 5 o'clock every morning practicing as if I made it. There are two types of people. There are people who plan for events, and when the events don't show up, they don't show up. And then there's another group that's hungry, and they want it as bad as they want to breathe. And whether there's an event or not, they getting up. Whether there's an opportunity or not, they getting up and getting dressed. They getting up, they getting out, and they going to make it happen. Are you hearing what I'm telling you? I don't plan for events anymore. I plan because it's a part of the process. I plan because I'm a professional. I plan because I create my own luck. You ain't got to rely on nobody to get off average but you. So if I was to ask most of you, you already know what your challenge is. You ain't dumb. You know what it is. You just don't fight it.
There we go.
And at what point are you going to fight against that nature in you that you know? And you have the power to be great. It's in you. You capable of it. Now, you have to understand if you stay average and you stay good, you'll never get to where you're trying to get to.
Talk to him. I really like that. Can't shortchange y'all. Had to get y'all motivation. I really like that. You can't plan for the event. You have to plan as part of the process so you're prepared and so you're ready. I ain't gonna shortchange y'all. Shalia James, good morning. How you feeling? What did Shedeur say? They tried to box Shedeur in, asking him if he wants to continue working with coaches. He said, nah, that's above my pay grade. He talked a little bit about his experience this season overcoming, and then also him being able to work with guys in the offseason. Him having that experience in the NFL now, he knows how to prepare for next season. So short version of what Shedeur said right there. Shout out to C.A. Anderson.
Oh my God! Wow! I got money.
C.A. Anderson says, I'm rocking with you. I appreciate you, C.A. Anderson. I appreciate you. Y'all know I appreciate everybody that supports the channel. I appreciate your words. I know you was getting a little pushback yesterday. I understand your sentiment yesterday, C.A. Anderson. I understand your sentiment yesterday. I appreciate you. Thank you. Yeah, for real. Shanithia, where Marie at?
You about to lose your job. You about to lose your job.
I got something for y'all. Y'all know that I appreciate each and every person who supports the channel, who rocks with me through up and down, thick and thin, internet problems, no internet problems. We here, watch parties, different teams, all that. So I like to show y'all that I appreciate y'all. I like to show y'all that. Charmaine, did DG go with Kev? I don't know. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. So I got something. Where is it? Let me find it here. Let me find it. I believe it's going to be here. Let's take this down, and we're going to go here. That's a thank you to everybody who supported the stream in the month of December. Also, that's a thank you to everybody who is on Patreon. So shout out to Shanithia, shout out to Zedric, shout out to Charmaine, shout out to Miss Sparks, shout out to Latika, shout out to I believe it's Meme Michelle, and then also I'm missing one person. Shout out to Key Mathis. How can I forget Key Mathis? Shout out to Key Mathis also. So I appreciate everybody who supported the stream in the month of December. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for your support. You ain't got to rely on anyone to get off average. Talk to him. Brent, what's going on? How you feeling? How you feeling? Let me switch this up. Let's go here. Let me go here. Yeah, Charmaine, it's time. You definitely got to tap into the Patreon. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. Shedeur did what needed to be done to win the last two games and stop them from constant QB draft pick narratives. Myles in the defense stepped up to help him. Shedeur is the QB1, no doubt. Talk to him. That's what it is. Love you, my brother. That was cool. Yeah, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all words. I always tell y'all that the support y'all give to me makes sure I don't have to be out here clickbaiting and doing all these extra things for clicks, likes, and views like some of these other people playing games. I don't have to do that. Y'all make sure I'm not in that position, so I greatly appreciate y'all for it. Greatly appreciate y'all for it. Let's get to something else. Let me go here. So, Asante, what's going on? How you feeling? I don't know why this is playing so small, but dang, this is tiny. Why is it so small?
To say this all year, and I'm gonna say it. And this is a good time. Get the stepping. Waiting to say this all year.
So Detroit Gemini said this to me. Martin is one of my favorite all-time shows, and she said this to me. I said I have to play this during the stream. Hopefully y'all see who's sitting on the couch. That is Jerry Janky Judy. That is Dollar Store Dylan Gabriel, and that is Kevin Stefanski. That is Kevin Stefanski. So I like that. I told you, Gemini, right away. I said, I am playing this. I am playing this today. Okay, D, that fellow Quincy has the Patreon. Please help me realize it ain't his channel because I don't trust his nature. Oh, no, my Patreon is separate. Let me show you something real quick. Where's my quick button at for it? I'll show you real quick. I'll show you some posts I have over there, just so you can see. All right, let me show you. Let me pull this up real quick. Incognito, we don't need you. Let's go Chrome. So Patreon is a medium that people use. Here we go. Let me make this smaller so you can see it, give you a glimpse. I know I say it all the time, but sometimes it's better to actually show y'all what it is. So let me show y'all here. Make this bigger for y'all on the screen. All right, so this is a glimpse into the Patreon. So a lot of times y'all hear me reference the Patreon. This is a glimpse into it here. So this is like my latest post. I post things over there. I had something drop over there this morning. TK, good morning. How you feeling? TK, also, we're definitely going to get to Jimmy Haslam's press conference. All right, so this is just some of my recent posts over there. Browns finally run the read option. We might have time to talk about today, depending on how things go. I posted that this morning. This was Saturday night. I did a breakdown on how and why the Browns could win. So this is my Patreon right here. I did this Saturday night. I felt very confident the Browns will win this game. I didn't dance around it. Versus Steelers, I thought the Browns could win. Versus the Cincinnati Bengals, I thought they would win. And then I broke down exactly why I believe they can win over there. Also, you get to speak directly to me. I'm active on the Patreon. Check it multiple times throughout the day. Make sure I'm responding to everybody. When my stream got sniped the other day, first post I did was on Patreon. Put that there. I put film breakdowns over there. So it's a lot over there. It's a lot over there that I post. So everybody is not connected. You know, people have their individual Patreons too. So even here, this is Shanithia was asking me about a play. And then with this play, I pulled it up, broke it down to all 22 version. This is Cam Ward. This is not even the Browns. So just a different level of access you have over there. So just some different things. I always tell y'all about the Patreon, but this is a better example of what the Patreon is. If anybody got video suggestions, I'll put up posts from time to time saying, hey, suggest videos there. So it's a whole community over there. This is when I was breaking down how the Browns could beat the Steelers, what they would need to happen. So everybody can have a Patreon. Everybody does theirs different, but my Patreon is specific to me and the community that I'm curating and building over there with the people and their additional support. So just figured the time is right. Let me just show y'all instead of guessing. So that's Patreon. Okay, let's get to this is the support. Thank you all again for the support. Let's get to Jimmy Haslam. Let's get to Jimmy Haslam, y'all. Let's get to Jimmy Haslam. I think Judy was critically saying Kevin is a better, more human person than people realize. So it's funny that people think the opposite. It may be true, but he didn't coach well. He did not coach well. The Browns didn't fire Kevin. Kevin's performance got Kevin fired. That's what it was. C. Brown Run. Yeah, that's too funny. That's Martin. That's Martin. That is one of my shows. Shedeur helped to expose the flaws in Kevin's coaching with the Browns. That 2-time coach of the year stuff was only going to take him so far. That's it. Performance-based. This is a performance-based industry. You have to perform. If you don't perform, you will not get to continue keeping your job if you don't perform. You got to perform. You have to perform. Got to have the answers. Real quick, let me show y'all. Let me show y'all this. Shanithia sent me this. Let me show y'all this real quick. And then we're going to get to Jimmy's. We'll get to Jimmy. Okay. So this was during the fourth quarter, the last drive. I appreciate that, C.A. Anderson. I appreciate that. Thank you. Tessa.
You about to lose your job.
Tessa.
You about to lose your job.
Tessa, he out of there. He's out of there. He's out of there. This is during the fourth quarter. They're on that drive. This is Shedeur saying, hey, this is what the defense is doing. This is where we have an opportunity to take advantage of it. He is in the headset talking to Tommy Reese. You see Kevin Stefanski, watch him. He's about to smile. Kevin Stefanski is looking like, oh, he know what he's talking about. Look at that smile. He said, hey, he know what he's talking about. Maybe, hey, listen to him, Tommy. So Shedeur called it out in his post-game press conference. He said that Tommy Reese, the way they want, not Tommy Reese's name, but the way they plan to attack Cincinnati didn't make sense. It didn't make sense. Cincinnati Bengals do not have a good enough offense where they disguise. So you show motion every single snap, and they will expose if they're in zone or man. The Browns were not doing that. It made no sense. He's telling me, hey, this is what we need to do. They drive upfield. They kick the field goal. They win the game. So I thought this was – I noticed this during the game, and Shedeur basically confirmed that he didn't like the plan. And the plan was a lot better in the second half when he was telling them, this is what we need to do. Not what you telling me what to do. This is what we need to do. So Shedeur telling them what's going to work, not the other way around. Not the other way around. All right, y'all. This is going to be Jimmy Haslam. Let me pause it. I thought Jimmy Haslam, he answered this thing head on. Sanders took the headphones. Yes, he took the headphones. He said, this is what we going to do. Kevin, hey, we know you ain't going to be here. We know you ain't going to be here. This is what we going to do. This is what we rocking with. I'm excited about this team. Been a long time coming. C. Brown Run for real. Somebody go and check on Jay, Jason, Aditi, Mary, Kay, and them. Let's put them on sick and shut list for real. We don't got to look at them. We don't got to look at them. Bring out the confetti for real. It's a celebration. Aditi on X saying Kevin is one of the best coaches she's met and trying to pair Kevin with Cam Ward. Cam Ward don't want that. Cam Ward needs better than that. Shedeur said, you're not going to play me on my last game for real. He said, we know you ain't going to be here. We know you ain't going to be here. Give me that headset. Hey, y'all, this what he did. This is what he did. He said, hey, hold on. He said, Kevin, you don't need that. Give me that. Said, hey, Tommy, you hear me? Hey, Tommy, you hear me? Tommy, you hear me? Hey, look, man, this is what we're going to do. See, when you keep calling this play, you keep showing these short crossers. These short crossers not working. He said, we need a clear out route, and then we need to hit him on the outside. We always run clear out. We hit him on the inside. That ain't it. He said, clear out, hit him on the outside. You got me? All right. We going to go win this game. Oh, here you go, Coach. Take these back. Coach, take them back. We don't need them no more. Take them. We don't need them. we don't need them no more. We don't need them. Hey, Kevin, we got jobs to do, Kevin. we got jobs to do. We got jobs to do. Kevin, we working over here. We working over here. That's what he told him. He said we working. Yeah, Natalie, you see it. I had to bring out the props. We working over here. We working. All right, Jimmy, Wet 11's called it. Jimmy was getting spicy. He was. Harris Room Sports, my dog. What's going on? How you feeling, man? Said, He said, we don't got time for you to be playing over there, man. No time for you to be playing. Took that headset like T.I. took the necklace from Nunu and ATL. For real. For real. I do not want another competition between QBs. We don't got to worry about it. We don't got to worry about it. Charmaine, we don't have to worry about it. It ain't going to be no competition. They might call it a competition, but it's going to be slanted. You already know what it is. You know what it is. How could Shedeur tell the coaches what plays to run when Sanders wasn't ready to play all season? Ivy League Mac. Talk to him. Talk to him. He don't know what he's seeing. He can't read the field. He can only throw the guys that are open. Really, Jason? Really, Jason? Jason. Hey, it's going to be a long summer. Long spring into summer for people like Jason Lloyd, Mary Kay, Aditi, all of them. Hey, go wish Kevin on somebody else. Kevin, he's not our problem no more. We took out the trash this morning, y'all. We took out the trash this morning. He ain't our problem no more. Let me stop clowning. Can y'all see that I'm hype? Can y'all see that I'm hype? Hey, Cleveland media wants to act like 12 didn't do anything, but somebody led the game in the drive. Michael Jordan, don't you have a word for the Cleveland media?
Stop it. Get some help.
They need to get some help, y'all. They need to get some help. Let's get to Jimmy, because Jimmy, he was throwing darts at him. He was throwing darts, just like Wet 11 said. Shedeur messed up that QB pick in the draft. Yeah. That was Andrew Berry's trump card. That was his trump card. That's what it was. Shedeur was always Andrew's big joker. And at any time, all he had to do was smack it on the table and sit there and just look and say, Jimmy, Kevin told us he couldn't play. Jimmy, you think he can play? You think he can play, Jimmy? He said he couldn't play. What you gonna do? Hey, I don't want none of those people. We have him in the building. We don't got to go outside and look for something that's less than what we already got. We don't have to. You know you mean what you say, and when you act it out on your podcast, for real. So, sometimes I got to bring it to life, Shanithia. You got to bring it to life sometimes. Someone go check on Jeff that be in the chat. Hey, it was a long night. It was a long night for him. Long night. They messed up my draft pick. Man, what did the GM for the LA Rams say? F them picks. He said F them picks. Van, you know what happens? When I say this stuff in the summer and people look at me like I'm crazy and people go back and forth with me and people say I don't know what I'm talking about, and I say I'm not wrong, I'm just early. Van said that, not Van, I'm sorry. Zedric said that. He said, you're not wrong, you just early. So I look crazy. I look crazy because I see it before everybody else and I say it and I put it on wax and it's there and anybody can bring it up to me. So I look crazy. Let's get to Jimmy, y'all. Can y'all tell I'm happy today? Let's go. It's a new day.
He's going to take a few questions. I think everyone knows Andrew's going to be available in the press conference room at 12:30.
Yeah, 12:30. So, hey, we here,
Good
y'all.
morning, everyone. Personnel decisions, particularly with people at the top of an organization, are always difficult. And I can tell you, having made a lot of these over the years, that this was as difficult as any we've ever had to make because of the quality of the person involved.
Thank you, Black Pearl. I appreciate you.
Organized, worked hard, navigated our ship for 6 years through the inevitable ups and downs that we face in the NFL. Outstanding father and husband. And I think even you all who are around a lot probably underappreciate how much time we all spend together. And there's nothing more fun than winning an NFL game like we did the last 2 weeks. Beating our arch rivals, Steelers, 2 weeks ago, and then winning yesterday on the last play of the game and seeing the joy in the locker room. And there's nothing more distasteful than losing an NFL game. And it's finite. You either win or you lose. And Kevin did a lot of good
For real,
things
Wet 11s.
over his time period with us. It was an extremely difficult decision we made. And I shouldn't say I have no doubt, I would be highly optimistic that Kevin will be a head coach again in the league. Now I want to turn our attention and talk to our fans, okay? And I want you to hear this, okay?
Talk to us. Let's know how you feel.
Ownership takes full responsibility for where we are. To win 8 games in 2 years is horrible. It's totally unacceptable, okay?
I'm going to pause him right here, y'all. We're going to let Jimmy cook because Jimmy is going to cook in this. But to win 8 games in 2 years is unacceptable. So any person who is screaming, Kevin Stefanski's a good coach, Kevin Stefanski's this, Kevin Stefanski's that, the owner himself, y'all, 8 games in 2 years is unacceptable. Unacceptable. So if y'all want to know who has a problem with that, the owner of the team. Take it up with the owner. Don't come at me and say because I support Shedeur, I'm the problem. The owner said he didn't do enough. The owner said he did not perform to the level where we should keep him. That's straight from the owner, y'all. That's straight from the owner, from the horse's mouth. That's where you heard it from. So anybody who was upset, anybody who was wondering about Kevin and all this stuff, the owner said he did not perform. He did not perform, y'all. It's right there. Jimmy, I have a question. Why do we have to go through this drama all year? They gave Kevin a rope. They said, you want DG? Okay, we'll get DG. But when it don't work out, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. They gave him a rope, y'all. Y'all know the rest of it. Let's go, Jimmy.
And it's not going to continue, okay? And I want the fans to know we are as frustrated as you are, and we hear a lot from our fans, which we actually appreciate. We have great fans. They're extremely passionate, and they deserve better than what they've gotten the last 2 years, okay?
All right, I'm going to stop them again. They listen to the fans. They understand the fans' frustration. They listen to the sentiment of the fans. If y'all remember, I told y'all the first crack, I said Kevin Stefanski is going to lose his job. The thing that I said was going to change the way Kevin Stefanski was viewed was when Bruce Arians went on Pat McAfee's podcast and said Kevin Stefanski should be fired. He doesn't know how he has a job. I said when national people start speaking on Kevin Stefanski this way, the tide is going to turn, is going to open up the floodgates. Everybody's going to say Kevin got to go. When I said it, nobody was saying it. Bruce Arians said it. That was months ago. I played that clip for y'all. And I said eventually everybody's going to be here. Going into last week's game, everybody said Kevin needed to go. Everybody said that. We seen this play out, y'all. We seen it play out right before our eyes. Right before our eyes, we watched it play out. I want to know what did Stefanski see in DG? He saw a person he could control and who would not push back. He didn't understand what Shedeur was. He didn't understand what he was about. He didn't understand his ability to process and learn and make changes. Since he could not understand Shedeur, he went with what was safe. Hey, when I say nothing, DG sound like me when I say nothing. The guy whose last name starts with an A, Wet 11s, he need to go have several seats somewhere else. Through the Fire podcast, what's going on? I watched Kevin lie about 12 all season. Glad they got him out of here. For real. That guy got to have several seats. It's going to be a long summer for the guy whose name starts with an A. It's going to be a long summer for him. Long spring and summer for him. Long spring and summer.
Okay. I don't need to say anything else. We are going to give you a better.
Man, it took them so long to get to that point. Ironic. They get an understanding in the last week. It took him so long. He fired himself when he thought, in his professional opinion, that DG was better than Shedeur. Shalia, talk to him. Talk to him. And they made you look crazy just because they couldn't see it. They didn't open their eyes. Pete Carroll out too? Man, oh man. Pete Carroll said, hey, let's trade for Geno Smith. How did that work out? Let's trade for Kenny Pickett. How did that work out? We going to pass on Shedeur even late in the draft. How did that work out? Before the draft, I said people will be fired for their decision to pass on Shedeur. Do we need to count the names of coaches who needed quarterbacks who didn't take Shedeur and now they're out of here? Brian Daboll, who started all this mess? Do we need to go? If Pete Carroll is out too, Pete Carroll too. They had multiple opportunities to draft Shedeur. They passed on him. Look where they at now. They on the sidelines with us, about to start a YouTube. Brian Daboll gonna be on YouTube next week. He gonna be tapping into the live streams with me. I want Brian Flores too. Yeah, I think it sealed his fate. He waited too long to make necessary decisions for real. The Pete Carroll situation was obvious. He needs to retire. He got to go. That decision was finalized when Shedeur started playing and hasn't saw the fans in locker room response. Shanithia, for real. Let me let him cook because I keep Jimmy. My bad, man. Hey, my bad. I'm hyped this morning, Jimmy. I'm hyped.
Our sole goal here is to be a consistent winner, not make the playoffs in 20 and then make it again in 23, not win 8 games in 2 years. That's not what we're trying to do. That's not.
Hold on, y'all. Hey, he just politely ethered Kevin Stefanski right there. Our sole goal is to consistently be a winner, not to win, not to go to the playoffs in 20 and go again in 23 and then win 8 games over 2 years. He sound like Nas right there. He sound like Nas on the mic. I'm sorry, y'all. I got to keep stopping it, but that was valid. So any of the Kevin Stefanski talk, he just shut it down right there. I don't care about that 2-time coach of the year stuff. Oh, in 20 and 2023. It is 2026. What have you done for me lately? That's what Jimmy just said. And what you done for me lately was trash, and we had to put you out just like the trash on a Monday morning.
Not acceptable. Our fans deserve better. We'll start the head coach search literally this afternoon. Andrew Berry will lead that effort.
Starting this afternoon.
Members of his organization as well as ownership will be involved in the process.
Andrew Berry got an organization?
We've been through these processes before, and I think we have a good plan laid out. I want to comment on Andrew because I know there's questions out there. Well, why didn't you change both?
For real,
why
man.
Didn't you change Andrew and not Kevin?
Oh, hey, y'all. Listen to what he's about to say right here. The Cleveland media is about to be so mad about this portion of it. They're going to be so mad. And they can cry me a river because I don't care.
And I would say this. I think Andrew, over the last year, has done a very good job. And I want to go through that because I think it's important to talk about the moves he made to strengthen our team, okay? I think it began with what I would call a very efficient free agency. We added one player, and that player made a substantial difference in our football team, and that was Malik Collins. And Malik is not only a really good player, he's a really good person who is a leader on our defense, a leader in the defensive line room. Andrew negotiated a trade.
Let me pause this. Shout out to Shalia. Shout out to Shalia.
Oh my God! Wow!
Remember, Kevin never chose Shedeur. He only played because Dylan got hurt. He never saw Shedeur's talent. Never did. He never did. Biggest mistake. Biggest mistake was never looking at Shedeur through the lens of what Shedeur did while he was in Cleveland. He looked at Shedeur through the lens of who he thought he was at Colorado. Biggest mistake that cost him his job. They'll think they'll make a quick decision. It'll take about a week. It'll take about a week. I don't think it's gonna be fast. Andrew Berry taking over. He is. Look at guy acting in Shedeur's behalf, reaping what they sowed. And P.S. That 2-time coach of the year was a vanity award given by the press. For real. Talk to him. AB is the president of operation. He has hundreds of people working for him. Yeah, I thought it was I just thought it was I thought it was, what's the right word for it? I thought it was interesting that he pointed it out that AB has a staff. Basically, what this press conference is doing is there'll be no more questions about AB. He's letting y'all know, he's laying down the law. AB gonna be here. I'm riding with AB. That's what that was. So I just, my ears perked up when I heard him say it. Haslam said, this my team, for real. Check on all the Cleveland press. Shedeur haters at the Jimmy remark. Jay and Jason have egg on their face. All on their face. All on their face.
A week or two before the draft started, in which we added 3 draft picks, 2 last year, a second and a fourth or a fifth, and a first this year, okay? Then I think we had one of the better drafts that we've ever had. I think we added 4 really good football players who were either first team all-rookie or second team all-rookie, and I think Carson has a really good chance to be the NFL Rookie of the Year, defensive Rookie of the Year.
C. Brown run for real.
To understand about
Van, I agree with that.
And you all see them, you all know them. They're not only really good players, they're really good people. And they will be the cornerstone with which we'll build and grow and develop this winning team. But I think it would be short-sighted to not just look at free agency, not just look at the draft, but also to look at a couple of other moves Andrew made. We have struggled to have a consistent play.
Let's go, TK.
Really the whole time we've earned the team. And I guess the way we started this year, you'd say, looks like you're continuing to struggle. Our grandsons were at the game, and we were coming back to Cleveland last night, and I said, Andre Schmidt is a great lesson of when you fail, pick yourself up, persevere, and good things will happen. And the signing of Andre and bringing him on, holding with him that first week when everybody was saying, you need to cut him, you need a new kicker, I think we've hopefully solved our place-kicking woes for a long time. Quality person, the team believes in him, and we're glad to have him. And then lastly, I think something that's underappreciated was the Tyson Campbell trade. Tyson is, here again, a really good player and a really good person. And I think all you need to know about Tyson is he has been playing with a bad shoulder for several weeks. We were unsure if he's going to be able to play, got hurt in the first half. He went in, got treatment, came back and tried to play in the second half of a game where we were trying to win our 5th game. It wasn't like we were trying to make the playoffs. I think this year we not only added, and I'm repeating myself on purpose, really good players, but also really good people. And I think that core that Andrew has put together this year will help move us forward. We hope to have similar results this coming year.
We'll take a couple questions.
Yeah, let me.
He laid it out, y'all. CO7-111, what's going on? He laid it out, y'all. This is why AB is going to be here. It wasn't one move. Everybody wants to go to one move. To me, it seems like at the beginning of the year, Jimmy Haslam said, Andrew Berry, knock this draft out the park, make us a better team. Kevin Stefanski, you got to win more games. Kevin Stefanski was not able to hold up his end of the deal, and he went through everything Andrew Berry did. He said he traded in the draft was better. He got us Malik Collins, who had a great year until he got injured. He talked about trading for Tyson Campbell. He talked about his rookies and their performance and how all of them are good people. That's your answer. That's the reason. No mention of Shedeur's contribution. I think that's only because he was talking about players that are winning awards. So I don't think it's a slight. It's just those guys are up for awards. They either made all rookie teams or they Pro Bowl alternates or anything like that. So that's why I believe he highlighted them. Y'all know what's gonna happen? I got all type of prompts today, y'all. I was ready for this. I've been waiting for this moment. This gonna be Jason Lloyd. Jason Lloyd, he gonna be tapping this card. He gonna be tapping this card at the building. He gonna be like, dang, this thing ain't. Why my card not working, y'all? Card ain't gonna be working. Card ain't gonna be working. Card ain't gonna be working. He gonna be looking and trying to figure out where my sources at. Where the people that was telling me Shedeur couldn't read defenses at? Oh, they gone? They fired too? Hey, John Morant, please talk to him. Jason Lloyd.
Everybody stay on that side when they switched up. You switched up, stay on that side, man.
Stay on that side. Remember how you was going at Shedeur. I always tell y'all, it's one thing if you watch Shedeur play and then you change your mind. it's a whole nother other thing. These people who are so demonstrative in the way they were going at Shedeur, they were going at his character, they were going at his mindset, they were going at his ability to process things on the field. Those people, they got it. Ja Morant.
Everybody stay on that side when they switched up. You switched up, stay on that side, man.
They have to stay on that side. Jason Lloyd got. I was gonna call him a name. Let me keep my composure. Jason Lloyd got up there on UCSS and tried to tell us that Shedeur Sanders was the worst quarterback we've seen in the last 25 years. When you've seen quarterbacks throw 5 interceptions in the first half of a game, and you trying to tell me that Shedeur Sanders is the worst quarterback we've seen? Come on, man. They have to stay on that side. They got to stay on that side. I don't trust him. Tony Grossi, stay over there. Rizzo, stay over there. Hey, if your name start with a Q, stay over there. If your last name start with an A and end in an O, stay over there. If your name is Aditi, stay over there. If your name is Jay Crawford, stay over there. Dustin Fox, stay over there. Mikey McNuggets, stay over there. All of them, stay over there. Don't come to this side. Don't try to switch up now when you see that everything you repeated. They said that stuff. They pumped their chest out and said Shedeur was so far behind Dylan Gabriel. I'm not going to let them forget the things that they said. I'm not going to let them forget it. I'm not going to let them forget it. If people want to say, hey, they changed, I'm not forgetting. I'm not forgetting. I forgive them for not being smart and not understanding the game of football, but I'll never forget what they did. I'll never forget the way they stuck their chest out when they said it. Ross Tucker, Albert Breer, I never forget the way these people spoke. I can't forget it. They tried to tarnish this man's career. Nick Wright talking about he should be out the NFL next year. I'll never forget the way these people spoke. Mark Schlereth, I'll never forget the way these people spoke. None of them. Not one of them. I won't forget the way they spoke about Shedeur. They tried to get this man put out the league. I am not letting them forget it. I'm not letting them forget it, y'all. Hey, if y'all want to turn over a new leaf and be nice in 2026, be my guest. I'm not letting them live it down.
You about to lose your job. You about to lose your job.
Shout out to Marie. Shout out to Marie. They finally changed it from you about to lose your job to you lost your job. You lost your job. For real. Oh, yeah. Tyvis, you switching up now? Stay over there. Stay over there. We got more. Do the Fire podcast.
I got money.
Do the Fire podcast. Dan Orlowski, stay over there. Rex Ryan, stay over there. Ryan Clark, stay over there. All the people who were so demonstrative when they were speaking on Shedeur, stay over there. Don't come over here now. Anthony Lima, Ross Tucker, Nick Wright, Albert Breer, Jason Lloyd, Aditi. I ain't even gonna say this one's name. It start with an A and end in an O. Jay Crawford, stay over there. Stay over there, y'all. Stay over there. Don't switch up.
Everybody stay on that side when they switched up. You switched up, stay on that side, man.
And I want to make it very clear why I'm saying they got to stay on that side. They have to stay on that side because their rhetoric could have resulted in Shedeur not getting a fair opportunity in the NFL if he left the Cleveland Browns. They were trying to get this man put out of the NFL because they don't like his daddy. So, hey, forgive their stupidity. I'll never forget what they did. Never forget what they did. Chris Carter, calling them out early. Stay on that side. Zach Jackson, stay on that side. I cannot forget. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, Rex Ryan, you meant for real. Hey, Detroit Gemini. That's why I said the people whose names start with a Q. Some of them, I can't even say their name. Harris Room Sports. Last name begins with an A, ends in an O. Stay on that side. Don't forget national media. Dan Orlowski, Scheffner, Schrager, all of them. Stay on that side. Somebody said doghead Mary Kay. Stay on that side. They tried to get this guy put out the league because they didn't like his dad. I cannot forget that, y'all. I cannot forget that. This leads me to believe that the media has used their influence in negative ways to get people out the league, and they tried to do that to Shedeur. I cannot just move on from that. He didn't do anything to any of these people, and they tried to get him out the league. So if y'all want to know why I say people need to stay on that side, that is exactly why. That is exactly why. They wanted him out the league. They wanted him out the league. And that's not cool. Shanithia, that's why I said the guy whose name start with a Q. That's why I said a guy whose name will start with a Q. That's why they got to stay over there.
Everybody stay on that side when they switched up. You switched up, stay on that side, man.
They got to stay over there. C.A. Anderson, don't forget Grossi and his boys, for real. They got to stay over there. Tony Grossi tried to tell us that Dylan Gabriel throws a better football than Shedeur. They got to stay over there. Jonathan Peterlin, come on. How you going to get fired on your day off? For real. Shannon switched up. I don't know what he's on lately. Shannon, stay over there. Loretta, what's going on? Tony Grossi. They got to stay over there, y'all. They potentially could have made sure he never had another opportunity in NFL. I can't forget that. People can forget that if they want to. I'm not going to forget it. I'm not going to forget it. Marie, he had a press conference this morning. He did.
Oh my God! Wow!
I got money.
Shout out to Through the Fire podcast. Pay to play, Mary Kay. Stay over there. Stay on that side.
Everybody stay on that side when they switched up. You switched up, stay on that side, man.
It's certain stuff that I put a hard line on and I don't move away from it. And they try to take away Shedeur's career from him. They can stay on that side. I'm not giving it. I'm not changing on that. If this is one of those times where y'all will see my full stubbornness come to light, I cannot forget what they tried to do to him. I can't forget it, y'all. Can't forget it. Cam Newton. Oh, he's not coachable. Cam Newton, stay over there. Ryan Clark, stay over there. Ryan Clark, he not going to make the team. Stay over there. All of them got to stay over there. So I want it to be crystal clear. So if you're not here live and you see the replay and you wondering, dang, why is he naming all these people? I'm naming all these people because these people actively try to get Shedeur put out the league, and I'm not going to forget it. I'm not going to forget it. I'm not switching up. I'm not changing. They try to put him out the league. And I ain't letting that go. I ain't letting it go, y'all. I ain't letting it go. So next year, if y'all hear me take shots at these people, that's why. I ain't letting it go. I ain't letting it go. We're not going to forget, it was never about the critique of his game. It was about the nastiness and the lies. Talk to him. That's what it was. And you better add the little competitor who should have been taking notes on how to handle press conferences. It's about entertainers and competitors. And if you wait for the perfect time, you'll be waiting all your life. Well, how did that work out for you? Where are you now? Somewhere crying in your soup, crying in your soup, figuring out why you can't get back on the field. It's over for you. It's over for you. So I'm just letting y'all know that y'all gonna keep hearing it, and I'm gonna keep pulling receipts, and I'm gonna keep calling the people out, and that's what I'm gonna do, because what they tried to do was not right. Folks don't realize how special you have to be playing a below average game, but then turn it on when your team needs at the end. For real. What you have to go through mentally to just block out everything that happened previously. Right. How can you try to take food out of that young man's mouth? But come on, Streamlabs? I don't know why Streamlabs bot got you there. He tripping. Right. How can you try to take food out of that young man's mouth, but God had Shedeur Sanders covered? For real. They not letting his fiance in the building no more. Her card don't work. Her card does not work. Cards don't work, y'all. Cards don't work. Let's listen to what else Jimmy got to say. They're gonna ask him a couple questions, y'all.
Let me just say this one thing, Peter. The next 120 days are crucial.
Oh, I didn't forget Jimmy.
Okay.
I didn't forget Jimmy.
We've got to find the right head coach. We've got to be efficient again in free agency. We have 10 draft picks, including 2 number ones. We have 4 picks in the top 3 rounds, okay? And we've got to get really good players who are really good people again. We've got to be opportunistic if trade opportunities come along. We are solely focused on having a great 120 days so we can start winning games around here. All right, I'll take questions.
Jimmy, did Kevin have any chance when he came in this morning to save his job based on the fact that he's had some really
Mary Kay and her questions.
You know, I don't think those decisions are made over. I think those decisions tend to be made over a period of time, and I'll leave the conversations we had with Kevin between us because I think he deserves that respect.
Mary Kay asked that man if it was anything Kevin Stefanski could do to keep his job. Coming into the building this morning, you don't think that they made this decision before today? You don't think that what they saw the last 2 games, they are wondering why they didn't get to Shedeur sooner? Mary Kay, what are you doing? he did that sniff and breathe like The Rock used to do before he used to do the people's eyebrow. He was like, about to let her know. Hey, come on now. This is not a snap decision. This is not something I just made. I've been came to this decision. The decision did not happen today. It been happened. It doesn't matter what he did yesterday. It was going to be the decision. Well, DG, maybe you should become an entertainer. For real. You got a lot of free time. I blame all those people above on all the hate Shedeur is getting. Their narrative fed all the haters and fueled them. We will never forget them. For real. Can't forget it. Big ups to Skip, McCoy, TJ, and Akeem for staying steadfast. And honorable mention to Cody Kessler for being unbiased on Shedeur's play. And to you and G. Bush, CO7-111. Shout out to you. I appreciate that. Oh, yeah. You can't forget Matt Barnes. Can't forget Matt Barnes. Matt Barnes called him out how they flip-flop. He called him out how they flip-flop. He called him out. Yeah, Marie, you gotta check it out. You gotta check it out. Check it out what was happening a little bit earlier.
You know, we haven't looked at that yet. I would say this. We think a lot of Jim Schwartz.
Jimmy, less than 6 months ago, you gave Kevin Stefanski and Andrew very big shows of support. You said that you need to rebuild the foundation of the team, and you also said that you would give Kevin the opportunity to work with a quarterback. Obviously, 5 wins might not, in your eyes, wasn't good enough. But what was the breaking point, especially given your comments?
I don't think there was one breaking point. I think you got to look at the body of work, and sometimes it's just time for a change. So we felt like it was.
Yeah, I think that's what it is, Edric.
Do you think the roster was good enough to win more games this year?
You know, it's easy for me to say yes. So yeah, I think it was good enough to win more games.
The roster was good enough to win more games. The defense was in a lot of games. I think people forget we're at the end of the season, and people that don't go back and watch film, they forget how bad this offense was at the beginning of the year. Saturday, I went back and I was watching the offense and how they performed against Cincinnati in week 1. Versus Cincinnati Bengals, Joe Flacco was not seeing the field. He was not confident in what he was seeing. The offense was very bad. Do people forget all those weeks we went without scoring more than 20 points? Do they forget those things? They just get to the end when a decision is made and then they feel some type of way. They feel, oh, man, that's just because they're afraid of change. But every week they were the same ones complaining how the Browns haven't scored more than 20 points in 16 weeks. How was it both ways? How was it both ways? I'm glad Shedeur said he was going to relax first, much needed. For real, he needs that. Those second halves were very bad. For real, we were scoring 3 points on average in third quarters. So it wasn't, people act like it's just now that Kevin Stefanski is fired. Kevin Stefanski been bad. And they kept saying coach of the year, coach of the year, coach of the year. Where is the coach of the year now? You might be right, Van. I think it was 17 points. We couldn't get over 17 points to save our life. Everyone who Mary Kay questions always had the same reaction, same look on their face. Yeah, they're just waiting for her to finish the question to shut it down. Kevin Stefanski should remember when he told Shedeur that God works in mysterious ways. Miss Pamela, for real. For real. We think a lot of Jim Schwartz sounds like, no. Yeah, CO7111. I think the Cleveland media just wants somebody who they feel comfortable with, but I don't think it's going to be Jim Schwartz either. I don't think so. Mary Kay don't know how to quit. She don't. They would have won more games with legendary. Stevie Wonder saw that, for real. Everybody saw it. Jimmy ain't. Remember they were saying Jimmy Haslam didn't make a decision. He couldn't make decisions. He didn't know what to do. Remember all those people saying that a week ago? Remember everybody was saying that? Oh, he's a billionaire, but he don't know how to make decisions. Okay. Remember Jason Lloyd said that goofy stuff? What was he talking about? Come on, man. What we doing?
What feedback did you get from players when you talked to them about Kevin, and how much did you weigh that into?
We take into account a broad array of comments, thoughts, data, etc.
That's exactly it, A.M. Williams. Jimmy called it out. It was the body of work that helped him make decisions. That's it. When I said, when you are going and you are in a leadership position and you have to terminate somebody, y'all about to go sit in the office, it's going to be you, that person, and you always got to have a witness there. When y'all are about to do that, the person's performance is the reason why you're letting them go. It's not you personally. It's not you personally walking up saying, I don't like this person. That's how people who've never made a decision to determine if a person will have a job or not look at it. And they think that's how it's made. That's not how it's made. You got to win more games. You got to be better. You're an offensive-minded head coach with the worst offense. That's all it is, y'all. This stuff is very easy to understand. Very easy to understand. Kevin Stefanski did not perform to the standard that they expected out of him. He got fired. It's that simple, y'all. It's that simple. It's not hard to grasp, y'all. That's what people want to make it out to be.
Oh my God! Wow!
I got money.
Black Pearl, most of these people were supposed to be friends with his father Prime, and instead of using their platform to dispel the lies, they joined in on the hate train that could have ruined Shedeur. For real. Very, very good point. Especially Shannon Sharp. Ryan Clark as well. They're the same ones. Kofal, you don't become a billionaire and be indecisive, for real. These reporters should have been better prepared for their questions. No more questions about Kevin and how to save his job. Questions should be about next steps. Shanithia, for real. For real. Whoever comes in as coach needs to know how to put this media in check because they really get beside themselves at times. For real. I agree. Grandkids took over the business, put 12 in now. Hey, they walking in with the 12 jerseys. Did he really get fired? Yes, he did. That's why Prime said people show their true colors. That's a fact. It's been like that all season. Terrible press staff. Yeah, they so bad. Bad. They're bad at what they do, y'all. Bad.
When make a decision like this.
Jimmy, how much do you think, to use your words, the swing and miss on Deshaun Watson affected Kevin's ability to win and the way the offensive line and wide receivers were sort of affected over the last 6 years?
I mean, I don't think we need to cover it again. I mean, I said it, you know, when you trade for a player and you give up 3 number ones and 2 number threes, that really depletes your ability to raise the roster. So did it have impact? Yes.
Jimmy, do you think the alignment?
Jimmy said, I said what I said. He said, I said what I said. They're trying to find every reason why Kevin Stefanski failed. Well, you know, you said that big swing and a miss. So, you know, do you think that had a impact on Kevin's ability to win? What about this year, y'all? Deshaun Watson is not the reason why this team could not close out games this year. He's not the reason, y'all. Deshaun Watson never took the field like I told y'all he was never going to take the field. He is not the reason. Stop trying to blame Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson don't have nothing to do with this. This is about Kevin Stefanski's inability to evaluate talent. That's what this is about, y'all. That's on Kevin Stefanski. Kevin Stefanski's inability to evaluate talent is the reason. Stop putting this on everybody else.
No. Let me say this, and some of you said this is a dysfunctional building. I take huge exception to that. The two of them work just like this, okay? And they talk all the time. Their offices are basically next door to each other. I mean, is there tension in the building? Of course. I mean, this is a hard business, and there's lots of stuff going on. But the two of them work together extremely well, extremely well. I can't comment on that one thing, Tony, but if anybody says this is dysfunctional or those two of them did not work well, that's dead wrong.
Hopefully y'all heard that question. Tony Grossi said, why was Kevin Stefanski shocked that Joe Flacco was traded? And he said, let me make this clear. I take offense when people say this is a dysfunctional organization, Jason Lloyd. If anybody says that they were not a join, he said like this. They was just joined like this, y'all. He said they were just like that. He said if anybody says they weren't like that, that is completely false. So the media who wants to say, they was beefing or was riffraff. No, the riff was one guy saw talent, the other guy didn't. The riff was not that they didn't get along or anything like that. I like the fact that Jimmy Haslam is killing a gnat with a sledgehammer when it comes to these questions and these narratives that the media has pushed. He is knocking them down, y'all. Nope, don't come to me with that. And I take offense when y'all say that. Talk to him, Jimmy.
Well, let's see what happens over the next 120 days, okay? There are a lot of examples of teams going from last to first in the NFL. So
Chicago Bears, Washington Commanders.
Work to do in rebuilding the roster, absolutely.
We're going to go two more.
Quarterback of the future.
I'm not going to get into specifics. We have a lot of work to do on the roster, particularly on the offensive side of the roster.
Scott, and then Mary Kay.
What are you looking for in the next coach?
I think it's a really good question. The leadership required out of a head coach in the NFL, it's one of the tougher leadership jobs I've ever seen. So they've got to be a good leader. I think they've got to be smart in terms of IQ, EQ, and football acumen. And obviously they're going to bring expertise on one side of the ball. We do not have bias on whether they should be from the offense or the defense.
Good?
Good. Thanks.
Do you want Schwartz to remain with the organization?
Absolutely. Great coach. All right. Thanks, everybody. Good to see you.
He said, do you want Jim Schwartz to remain with the organization? He said, absolutely. Great coach. Absolutely great coach. They don't have a bias if it's an offensive-minded coach or defensive-minded coach. So everybody who is afraid of Brian Flores, I heard people on the podcast last night talking about Brian Flores ruined Tua. He didn't ruin Tua. He didn't ruin Tua. He did not ruin Tua. Tua wasn't good, y'all. That's all that was. Tua was an average quarterback who Mike McDaniel got to play above average for a little bit of time. That's what it was. That's all it was, y'all. That's what it was. Jimmy be listening. Black Pearl. He do. Hey, he be like, what they talking about on UCSS? Oh, this garbage again? He be listening. Hey, y'all not gonna keep talking about me this way. Y'all not gonna keep saying I don't know what I'm doing. It ain't gonna work, y'all.
Oh my God! Wow!
I got money.
Shout out to C.A. Anderson. I appreciate you. Seattle in the building. Thank you for all your support. The Browns media thought they were invincible. They've been controlling stuff and running QBs out of town, but they underestimated the fans. We spoke the truth, and Haslam had no choice but to listen. Money talks, BS walks. Talk to him. Talk to him. I appreciate you, Sia Anderson. You know we're going to keep you entertained while you're getting ready or going to work, but you're in listening mode. I appreciate you. Shout out to you. That's exactly what it is. So a lot of new eyes on the Cleveland Browns. They had to step their game up. Most likely Tommy is going wet 11s. I don't think Tua can handle his personality at the time either. He couldn't because he was pushing him to be better, and Tua wasn't it. He shut down Grossi real quick, for real. The Cleveland media has been able to just do things in the dark. Shedeur shined a massive light on the Cleveland Browns. He shined a massive light on how the team is covered. He shined a massive light on how these people talk about players for the Browns. He shined a massive light on that. Everybody is seeing. The world is watching, and this is what Mary Kay decided to do. This is what Tony Grossi decided to do. This is what Jason Lloyd decided to do. This is what Jay Crawford decided to do. This is what Adam the Bull decided to do. This is what Mikey McNuggets decided to do. This is what Aditi decided to do. This is what all these local beat reporters decided to do. This is what Anthony Lima decided to do. This is what they decided to do with all the lights shine bright on them. This is what they decided to do, y'all. And now they are being shut down. I've never seen Jimmy Haslam had this energy. He had this energy because he is matching the energy of the people who say Adam the Bull, he's the worst owner in sports. Jason Lloyd, he don't know how to make a decision. You cannot just keep talking crazy about people and think that those people don't get a chance to defend themselves. He is defending himself. He gets an opportunity to defend himself. He defended himself. Y'all not going to keep talking about me crazy. Y'all not going to keep talking about my team crazy. He's saying, look, when you say my name,
put some respect on my name. You understand me? When y'all saying my name, put some respect on it.
That's what he's saying. That is exactly what he's saying to these reporters. That's what he's saying to the media. And he made sure to tell the fans, hey, we listening. I hear y'all. I'm hearing y'all frustration. That's what, hey, he put it out there, y'all. He put it out there. So that's why he came in with that. That's why he came in with that heat. That's why he came in with it. Baker said it's good to see fans fighting back against the media for Sanders. Baker went through it. I wasn't dialed into everything the media was doing at the time. I remember main points of when things would blow up with Baker, but it was the same people. It was the exact same people. It was the same people. Mary Kay, Tony Grossi. It was the same people starting the nonsense and the foolishness, and it's still going on. If you notice, the way Baker's time ended in Cleveland, every time he's came out and he spoke about what they're doing to Shedeur, he's called it wrong every step of the way. C.A. Anderson, for real, he told D Haslam, stay at home, I got this. You know she usually right by his side when he's talking, but he said, look, I want them to know who's saying this. This is coming straight from me. He said it's coming straight from me today. Straight from me. So I know you want to be there. I need you to stay in the back. I need you to stay in the back. I got to let them know. I got to let them know. When they say my name, they got to put some respect on it. They got to stop talking about me crazy. They got to stop talking about my team sideways. They got to stop saying we don't want to be winners. They got to stop saying it. I appreciate that, Shanithia. This is, you know why I have this energy today? I have this energy because since the summer, people have tried to say, I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, my platform isn't big enough, so I got to be saying something is wrong. I'm not credible. I went through, and as I was getting ready for the stream today, I was just scrolling down my TikTok, and I went through maybe 25 straight videos of me calling these situations out about how they were going to end. And I said this before one football was snapped this season. Before one football was snapped, I told people right away, I told them who was responsible for the Shedeur Sanders pick. In the summer, I said it was Andrew Berry. And I said it wasn't Jimmy Haslam like everybody tried to say. I said this in the summer. It's right there on my TikTok, y'all. And people were coming at me like I didn't know what I was talking about. Like I didn't know what I was seeing. They were saying that. I was saying Kevin Stefanski is not a good coach. I've been saying this since September. Since September, I've been saying this, y'all. It took them all this time to finally see he wasn't a good coach. They always put everything through the lens of you're saying this because of Shedeur. No, I'm saying this because he's not good. Shedeur wasn't here last year. He wasn't good. You just heard the owner say he wasn't good. So is this some vindication in me today? Is that some of my energy? Of course it is. Of course it is. That's why I sound like this today. Because you got people for so long, they act like you the crazy one. They act like you the one you don't know what you're talking about. They act like you can't see what's happening before your eyes. And it's not just with the personnel things. It's with a lot of stuff. Y'all see how happy I was when they finally ran the read option with Shedeur? I said, look, we got to run the read option. Teams are crashing down on the Browns running the ball. They run the read option in a critical moment. They get a first down. I'm talking like this because I put in the work, y'all. If y'all seen the amount of hours that I put in to be able to get up here and speak to y'all and break down things the way I do, I'm not the person that just 10 minutes before I'm supposed to go live, I click on. That's not me, y'all. That's not me. So do I feel vindicated today? Yes. Of course I do. I called the read option work. I say, hey, Tommy, they see what you're doing. I'm calling stuff out in real time. Real time. This comes from me putting in the work. So I feel extremely vindicated today. Extremely vindicated. That's what it is. That's the energy y'all getting today. That's the energy y'all getting. Riri lady, what's going on? How you feeling? Welcome in. What's the read option? Great question. Great question. It's just Maya. I missed most of the chat because of a meeting. How dare they interrupt me on this momentous day? For real. For real. How they gonna throw you off? How they gonna throw you off? All right, let's get it. Let's get it. Y'all know. Okay, so read option. Let me get my drawing tool out. We gonna go over it. I'm sitting here ready. D, you don't need to explain yourself. We know it. You know, Keith. I know y'all got me, but sometimes it feel good to say, "Do you believe me now?" Sometimes it feel good to say it. Sometimes it feel good to say it. All right. Let me show you what the read option is. I'm not just going to tell you about it. I'm going to explain it to you. So this was on 3rd and 2 yesterday. This was on 3rd and 2. If you were part of the paid membership on Patreon, you saw the video. I'll put a video of this out. But this is what the Browns normally do. The Browns normally, in short yardage situations, they go heavy on the right side of the line. They normally just run right to the right side of the line. That's what they normally do. So that's what teams get prepared for. That's what they get prepared for. So I kept saying, run the read option, use Shedeur's athleticism to beat them because this is a tendency breaker. So when they put the running back on the right-hand side, you're not going to run straight forward like this. A lot of instances, this means the running back most likely is going to be running to the left. He's going to be running to the left. So they're going to sell out to stop him running to the left. Let's watch it. So the defense, all the linemen, they're selling like he's running this way. Let me clear that. Let's get to the next one. You're going to see they're even going to get in the backfield. They're going to penetrate the backfield. These defenders, look at their hips. Their hips, they're going this way. They're selling out. Shedeur is reading them. That's the read option part of it. Read is you're reading what these two defenders are doing. Normally it's only one. In this case, it's two. The option is to either hand it off to the running back where he can easily get the first down, or you have the option to keep the ball yourself. You see them crashing down. One defender crashed down on the running back. 22 identified, man, Shedeur might keep this. He tried to break down and tackle Shedeur. Shedeur should be tackled right here. Shedeur should be tackled right here. Instead of him being tackled, Shedeur is going to use his lower body strength. He's going to break the tackle. He's going to dive forward to get the first down. He's going to dive for it and get the force down. This is a read option. I'll have a better view of it once the All-22 came out, but I was so excited when they ran this play. This is a tendency breaker. Defenses aren't ready for it, so that is the read option. I had it locked and loaded, ready to go. It's the quarterback has the option to hand the ball off or take it itself. Usually, if you have an unathletic quarterback like a Joe Flacco, this is not an option. When you have a player like Shedeur, this is an option, and I've been waiting for him to get to it. Cardinals coach is out. I'm not surprised by that. I'm not surprised by it. So we have the Atlanta Falcons coaches out. We got the Cleveland Browns. Kevin Stefanski's out. We got the Cardinals coaches out. So y'all see it. The original title of my stream was Will Kevin Stefanski Get Fired on Black Monday? Black Monday is the Monday after the last game of the regular season of that NFL year where coaches usually get fired. So that is Black Monday, and it's a normal Black Monday where we're seeing coaches lose their jobs. We seeing them lose their jobs.
You about to lose your job. You about to lose your job.
That's what we are witnessing. Jets coach is up in the air. 2 weeks ago, they said he was safe. I don't know if he's still safe, y'all. 2 weeks ago, they said he was safe. I don't know if he's still safe. I don't know. Let's see if we can find any updates on what's going on. Let's see. Let's go here. Which team is the best spot you think? Harris, are you asking which team would be the best spot moving forward if you were coaching? If you look at the openings, you got Tennessee. All right, let's go through it. You got Tennessee, you got Arizona, you have the New York Giants, you got the Cleveland Browns, and you have the Atlanta Falcons. I don't know everybody's cap situation, but if you look at what they have on the roster right now, I'm either going Cleveland Browns or I'm going maybe Atlanta Falcons. Those would be my top two. New York, man, you get chewed up and spit out in New York very fast. I like Jackson Dart's athleticism, but to me, Jackson Dart is going to need some time to develop to the NFL game. So I don't know if I want to go to the Giants. Plus that New York market, you're not going to have time. Arizona Cardinals, their quarterback situation is in flux. Tennessee Titans, their ownership is not good. I wouldn't want to go there. Their roster is depleted. Yeah, it's probably Atlanta or Cleveland. Atlanta or Cleveland is where I would go. Who do you think will be the best head coach and OC for Shedeur's talent? If I could get somebody from either two type of offensive systems I want to see. I either want to see West Coast offense, new age West Coast offense. So like if Mike McDaniels was to get fired, I would like to see Mike McDaniels as an OC. If not somebody off the Shanahan tree with a new version of the West Coast offense or a McVay tree, new version of the West Coast offense, I want to see Clint Kubiak. Clint Kubiak runs the Gary Kubiak offense, which has some of the things that Kevin Stefanski used to run in 2020 that he no longer ran going forward. So Clint Kubiak, you see what he's doing out in Seattle. So Clint Kubiak and that style offense I think can work really well. You don't need the biggest, strongest, fastest receiver in the Clint Kubiak offense because you are good at running the ball and you marry the pass and the run and you play off of that. Andrew Berry's supposed to speak soon. Yes, he's supposed to speak at 12:30, so we definitely are going to watch him speak at 12:30. Denzel was advocating for Schwartz for head coach. Of course, these guys had some really great years under Schwartz. And before Schwartz, we had Joe Woods, who was really bad. So they don't want to see him leave. Mike Tomlin, I don't know if they're going to let Mike Tomlin go, but I like Mike Tomlin as a coach as well. C. Brown run. Yeah, I think it's ATL or Cleveland. The other ones, I don't know their salary cap situations enough, but the Cleveland Browns, basically, you can keep Schwartz or you can bring in another D coordinator and you can go from there. Raiders and Arizona coaches have been fired. I would not want to go to the Raiders. Angela, what's going on? How you feeling? I would not want to go to the Raiders. The Raiders, you're kind of tied to Geno Smith at least one more year. Their offensive line is bad. They're waiting another year to get a quarterback. I wouldn't go. I wouldn't like going to the Raiders. No. No. Yeah, I can't wait to hear from Barry either. Yeah, Kevin Stefanski was fired today. Let's see what they talk about on ESPN.
45 and 56 in 6 seasons in Cleveland. GM Andrew Berry will remain in place. He will lead the search for the Browns' next head coach. Let's react, first of all, to this news that came down about an hour ago from Adam Schefter. No more Kevin Stefanski in Cleveland. What do you think, Dio?
He's going to get a job in the NFL next year as head coach. I think he's that good of a coach.
Head coach?
Oh, yeah. He's
head coach. No, I didn't play professionally. I just study a lot. Do you recall I had mentioned to you I called Cleveland Browns Human Resource. I filed a complaint about the treatment of Shedeur. Clyde, did they finally respond to you? Schwartz would be an interesting retread too if they go that route. I do want another OC for sure. Tommy Reese saying it. I was just checking to see if Kevin was fired. Thank you. Oh, yeah. It went from you about to you lost.
You about to lose your job.
It went from you about to you lost your job real quick. Get ready for Stefanski to ruin Dart next year. Yeah. Hey, they can have him. Look, y'all, I'm not going to follow Kevin Stefanski and where he go. If y'all think he's your guy, go get your guy and just make sure you ride with the guy you pick. So if you want Kevin Stefanski, you think he the guy, take him. He's yours. Free of charge. You ain't even got to trade a 3rd round pick for him. Free of charge. So we going to get to this ESPN clip before Andrew Berry speaks at 12:30, but give me a quick break. Give me about a minute and 15 seconds, y'all. I will be right back. Stay with me. Hit that like button while I'm gone. I'll be right back, y'all. All right, y'all, I'm back. Appreciate y'all staying with me. Let's get it back on. Let's see what they talking about on ESPN. Let's see what they talking about. What y'all talking about? Somebody already questioned the head coaching job?
He's absolutely going to get opportunity, 100%. I've been outspoken. If I was the New York Giants, it would be one of the names on the top of my list to be a coach. This
Run,
dude's
Dart,
a good
run,
coach,
for
man.
real.
He gets competent quarterback play. He's a good head coach. He has just had a ridiculous run of all these kind of fill-in quarterbacks that have been the storyline for the past 2 or 3 years.
I'm sorry. I call BS on that.
Why?
And I'm going to tell you why. I'll give you a perfect example.
Yeah.
Kyle Shanahan.
Yep.
Right? His quarterback goes down. Let's even go back a couple of years ago. Jimmy Garoppolo goes down. Insert who? Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy goes down this year. Insert Mac Jones.
Yeah.
Did the offense take any type of hiccup? Stop.
Well, Cam,
You didn't even mention Trey Lance.
One,
for sure.
Okay, but that offense didn't look good under Trey Lance. One, Mac Jones is an ex-first-round pick and a guy who's had a lot of success, not a lot of success, but success in the NFL. Okay, number one. Number two, it's as talented. You got one of the great players in the league in McCaffrey.
Right.
So, like, we're talking about different groups. Cleveland's offense, not nearly as talented as San Francisco's. But you put Baker Mayfield in that offense when they had some success, they go to the playoffs and win a playoff game. You put Joe Flacco in that offense, a veteran who's a successful starting quarterback, and they've got some good talent around them, they win a lot of football games.
But the
Have you ever
frustration
had a
to
dream
me.
that you want?
Dan Orlovsky, that's not going to work. We've been here the whole time. Dan Orlovsky. The reason why that's not going to work is because Kevin Stefanski is the reason why we don't have Baker. He couldn't vibe with Baker. He's the reason why Baker wanted out. So when you say, oh, when Baker was good, why did Baker leave? It was Kevin Stefanski who didn't want him. So when you say he needs a good head coach, he needs a good quarterback, he ran off the good quarterback he had. That's on the coach. Why did you skip? Why did you go from 2020 to 2023? What did Jimmy Haslam say? Jimmy Haslam said it wasn't good enough. You can't go to the playoffs in 20, go in 23, and then win 8 games the last 2 years. It wasn't good enough. I don't care about these excuses. We've been here. We've been Browns fans. We went through all this garbage. He didn't want him. He didn't want him. Real Fresh Food, what is going on? What's going on? How you feeling?
Oh my God! Wow!
I got money.
Real Fresh Foods, here's the Cash App, as she always does. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate you. She says, sorry I'm late, but Kevin, get out.
You about to lose your
Get him up out of here.
You about to lose your job.
It went from you about to you just did. You just did. Let's see if Cam Newton is going to fight back. You gonna fight back, Cam?
Comes with Kevin Stefanski not being able to develop young players.
Well, what young player did you want? Well, he's developed young players, maybe not young quarterback. Which young quarterback did you want him to develop?
The ones that's on your roster.
Which one is it, Dan Orlovsky? Is it young players that he's developed, or is it quarterbacks on the roster? Which one is it? Because your first pushback is going to be, oh, who did you want him to develop? Do you want the list? Because then you went from players to you went right to just quarterback. Dan, you don't even believe the stuff you're saying.
The ones that you went out and drafted, the ones that you have to go out.
Kofar, it wasn't on Kevin Stefanski to choose Baker. Kevin Stefanski got here after we already had Baker. He got here after we had Baker. Baker Mayfield was a selection number 1 overall by the previous leaders of the organization, John Dorsey. That's when we got Baker. Hugh Jackson was the head coach. That wasn't Kevin Stefanski. Kevin Stefanski got here after Baker had already been in the league 2 years. So it wasn't on him. It wasn't on him. He couldn't do anything with he had a good year with Baker, then Baker was injured, and then Baker kept going out there to play, and he wanted Kevin Stefanski couldn't tell him to sit down, basically, is what happened.
Out and win with or put your team in the position to win. We're talking Dylan Gabriel. We're talking Shedeur Sanders. Those are obvious names. When you hire a guy like Kevin Stefanski, first and foremost, he's an offensive mind.
Yep.
The offense for the Cleveland Browns were in the bottom half of the wrong position or in the wrong statistic.
Yep.
You're the what'd you say?
Don't let it be.
Don't let it be you. If you're the guy
All
that's
good,
supposed
Kofar.
to bring offensive brilliance, and when we looked at Cleveland over this year, it was not offensively. You have a guy who is now the new sack king, and they have given you opportunities.
But they don't have any talent.
That's the first thing people run to. They don't have any talent. What did Jimmy Haslam say? Jimmy Haslam said they like this, y'all. Jimmy Haslam said they connected at the hip, so the decisions was made together. So if they don't have any talent, Kevin has a hand in that. That's what the owner said. Don't forget DTR. For real. C. Brown run. DTR went out there. I was at his first game. He started. I was at his first game. DTR started. We played against the Baltimore Ravens. DTR found out maybe 20 or 30 minutes before kickoff he was a starter. He did not get DTR ready. DTR was not prepared to play. So it's not just what they want to do is they want to bring it to the now. DTR was 2 years ago, 2 seasons ago, when we still had Nick Chubb, when the offense looked better. So these arguments that they make, they don't make any sense. They just caping. Take your cape off.
Weaving around the problem. This all started when the Cleveland Browns acquired Deshaun Watson.
Yeah. Yes.
If Deshaun Watson is the player that he was in 2019 in Houston, we're not having this conversation.
Right.
Now it goes to whose fault was that? Is that something you blame?
Again, these people from the media who have not been locked in on what's been happening. Kevin Stefanski's offense was trash when Deshaun Watson was healthy, and everybody blamed Deshaun Watson. The problem was after Deshaun Watson was no longer the quarterback, the offense was still trash. They keep trying to make these excuses. How did the San Francisco 49ers get out of everything they traded for Trey Lance? We spoke about this at this point 4 months ago, y'all. These old excuses that they try to bring up for Kevin Stefanski don't make sense. They got to let it go. He was not good. Don't try to isolate it to one thing here, one thing there. He wasn't good. That's all it was, y'all. He wasn't good.
On Kevin Stefanski when we've seen Kevin Stefanski be the coach of the year twice. Mike Tomlin, who we all revere.
That coach of the year don't mean nothing.
Has never been the coach of the year. John Harbaugh, who we all revere, has never been the coach of the year. Kevin Stefanski can coach at that level. Do I think that Kevin Stefanski should be out? I do. I do think Kevin Stefanski has not necessarily underachieved, but this team is not going in the right direction with him. But it's not.
Man, these people, you don't believe he's underachieved? He's won 8 games in 2 years. Do you believe the team should have won more or less games? If you say the team should have won more games than he underachieved, I'm trying to wait to see at least we get some type of common sense from Stephen A, because these guys, I just can't take it. I got to skip them, y'all. I got to skip past Ryan. I got to skip him.
That I thought was asinine. It's automatic that he's going to be a head coach in the league next season. No, it isn't. And I'm going to tell you why. 6 seasons in Cleveland, 13 quarterbacks. Somewhere along the way, do I not get to look at you as a head coach and say, could you find somebody? Could you find anybody? I'll throw the names out for you. I got them right in front of me.
Okay.
Case Keenum, Nick Mullins, Deshaun Watson, Jacoby Brissett, Baker Mayfield, Joe Flacco, P.J. Walker, Dorian Thompson-Robinson, Jeff Driscoll, Jameis Winston, Bailey Zappi, Dylan Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders. Okay, I get that it's a tough list. I understand that. But you're talking about 3 or 4 people in there that could help you look a little bit better than you looked. Excuse me. If you had kept Baker Mayfield, it might have happened. Hold on, wait a minute.
Was that Kevin? Yes, it was Kevin. Dan, we was here. We will not allow you to rewrite history of what happened. It was on Kevin. Kevin has had an issue with every big personality that the Browns have had. Odell Beckham. Baker Mayfield. He admittedly had issues with David Njoku. Shedeur Sanders. Just keep going down the list. So we can blame everybody else, or we can blame him for what he was not able to do.
You can say it's Kevin Stefanski. If you're telling me he has no say, if you're telling me a 2-time coach of the year is forced to be mute and have no impact whatsoever, I'm with you. But if he has a voice.
Dan, lift your head up. What you looking down for? That's a legit question. Did Kevin Stefanski have any say? We got the answer. The owner said they're attached. They're attached, y'all. The owner said they're attached. They make these decisions together. Dan, you should have did more research. All you had to do was watch the owner's press conference. Hey, do your works, man. Do your work.
Relax. You ain't got the answers. I'm asking you a question. Ain't been doing the education.
You ain't got the answer. You ain't got the answers. Do me a favor, D. When they finish, pull up Dano's stats so the people can say he needs to shut up.
Then I got to look at him and say, well, damn it, how come these cats going in and out? I got to look at Deshaun Watson. We know what you were in Houston. We understand the distractions off the field. We get that part. But my God, the fall from grace on the field, how that happened was on your watch, meaning you were coaching them. I mean, listen, I'm not holding anybody accountable more than Deshaun Watson. That's on him. But I'm saying along the way, you being the two-time coach of the year, this precipitous drop-off happened on your watch. You knew what the situation was with him off the field when you acquired him and gave him $230 million guaranteed. And that's not Stefanski. Of course, that's ownership, Haslam, and we get that part. But again, I'm not talking about Deshaun Watson in terms of him not being great. I'm talking about him literally falling off. I mean, a disaster. That was on your watch.
Okay.
And then I look at Jacoby Brissett. Listen, he ain't great, but damn it, he ain't a scrub. I'm just looking at some of the stuff that you got and you're working with. That's on your watch. You the coach. So what I'm saying is, yeah, he could be a head coach again. He's a two-time coach of the year. I'm not here to question his coach. I'm not qualified to question his coaching acumen. I'm talking results.
Yeah.
And when you 8-26 over the last 2 years, and you got 13 quarterbacks over the last 6, and you can't seem to find anything offensively that works when offense is supposed to be your background, that's a problem.
Okay, so the Baker Mayfield.
Talk to him. He got him. C. Brown run, for real. How we up here agreeing with Stephen A. It's crazy. Hey, D, two things can be true. Kevin Stefanski brought consistency to the Browns. However, he buried himself on the DG Hill, and that cost him his job. Jermaine Lane, talk to him. Hey, I read over here. Was Kevin Stefanski fired? Is it true? It is true. It is true.
You about to lose your job. You about to lose your job.
It is true. That's what happened. That's what happened. Let's do something real quick, y'all. It's true. It's for real. It's not the internet lying to us. Yeah, Dan Orlovsky, I don't know what you got going on, man. You got to let it go. You got to let it go. Whatever you got going on, whatever reasons why you fighting for Kevin Stefanski, you got to let it go. You got to let it go. Let me find something for y'all real quick. Crown Woman Collective is here, so I got this for y'all. Hold on, let me get it. Let me get it on the screen. Where is it at? Should be this one. Here you go, Crown Woman Collective.
Oh, look, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, release them. I wish it had now, look, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, release them. I wish it had
Crown Woman Collective, he out of there. He out of there. All right, here go Dan Orlovsky's career stats. Dan Orlovsky, he played 26 games, 58% completion percentage, 3,100 yards, 15 touchdowns. He played sporadically. He played in 2005, 2 games. He didn't play again in 2008, 10 games. He didn't play again in 2010, 1 game. 2011, 8 games. 2012, 1 game. 2013, 2 games. 2015, 2 games. It was no consistency there. He was not playing like that. His numbers, they're not like that. They're not like that. Not for the way that he tries to talk. So not for the way that he tries to talk, y'all. Not for the way he tries to talk. Just hooting and hollering. They act like these awards really made him a good coach. Recreation flag football coaches can get those awards. For real. For real, the owner seen the money and how 12 teammates responded. For real. He seen it. He said, and we just had this sitting here the whole time? We had this sitting here the whole time and we wasn't going to use it? Come on, man. It's almost, it's 12:30, y'all. They said this is when Andrew Berry's supposed to speak. So we're going to see if we got Andrew Berry, see if the Browns are live. We're going to keep this thing locked and loaded for Andrew. I think we live, y'all. I think we live. Hold on. Hold up. Wait a minute. All right, let's go here. Let's see. Who is live? Is this AB? Uh-oh. Hold on, y'all. It's the man of the hour. It's the man of the hour, y'all. It's the man of the hour. AB, my guy. We're going to start you out live. All right, y'all. So this is what we've been waiting for. We've been waiting to hear from AB. Talk to him. Talk to him.
Jeff, do you need it up here?
Hold on. This ain't loud enough. I know this ain't loud enough, y'all. Let me get this loud enough. I want y'all to hear the man loud and clear. Let me turn it up. I want y'all to hear it loud and clear, y'all. Loud and clear. Let's go, AB. Talk to him. Speak your piece, man. Speak your piece. He looking serious. Speak your piece, man.
All right. Today's obviously a tough day for the organization. It's a tough day for me personally, largely because of the relationship, both professional and personal, built with Kevin over the past 6 years. I think many of you have heard me say that Kevin's like family. There really isn't a better person. He's the best of us. We all owe him a debt of gratitude and appreciation for a level of success that he brought the organization that really hadn't been achieved since 2002. And that's something that we'll always remember. Coming into this season, we were realistic that, we were a team and a roster in transition. And ultimately, this decision is born from the fact that we've ultimately felt like we did not see enough progress in areas that were controllable, independent of certain game outcomes. Everything that we do is with the idea of bringing a perennial winner to Cleveland. And this decision falls in that bucket as well. There are many tough decisions that we have made that we'll have to continue to make in order to fulfill that promise. And I know how hard it's been for our fans this year. We have a great appreciation for their loyalty, their dedication to the team. I think back to our last home game against Pittsburgh. They were such a huge factor in that game. And then for them to support late in the year, big rival, had everything to play for. It's quite the testament to show how much this team means to them and ultimately what we owe them because of that. So in terms of next steps, really our focus is on identifying and finding, the leader and the partner to bring along this young team as well as the young players that we're going to add in the next several months. So that work is going to be deliberate. It's going to be immediate. Right after we finish this press conference. So with that, I'll open it up for questions.
You said you didn't see progress. Are you specifically looking at quarterback, or can you specify a little bit more maybe there?
Yeah, there are a number of different areas, Chris. I think all head coaches get evaluated on, whether it's game strategy going into the game, in-game decision making, certainly player development if you're a young team. The QB is obviously a big part of it, but there are multiple areas, and some, quite frankly, I thought we did very well. Others we didn't see enough progress in.
Are y'all listening? Player development, in-game management, lack of adjustments. Sound familiar? Probably clock management, development of the QBs, stuff he hasn't seen that he didn't get better at. I'm just saying, y'all. Every single game, I tell y'all, Kevin Stefanski is not handling the clock properly. Yesterday's game, Shedeur was calling for the center to snap the ball. The center didn't snap the ball. Kevin Stefanski watched us take in the red zone, which is hard to score. He watched us take a delayed game, which was a 5-yard penalty. He just watched us take it. Hands in his pocket. Didn't call the timeout. Any other coach would have took the time out there. Kevin Stefanski leads so many games with timeouts in his pocket, poor clock management. Y'all getting this was what everybody said they wanted. They're getting the reasons why. I hope they hear the reasons why. How many QBs left Cleveland and went on to be successful elsewhere? Who are they? He didn't care. This was personal. Well, easily Baker Mayfield. After Baker Mayfield, we know that Jacoby Brissett has had some success. Jacoby Brissett is the reason why Kyler Murray didn't get back on the field. The volume's not loud. I got you. I'm gonna turn it up some more. I would say the biggest one is Baker. The biggest one is Baker. The miss on Baker is the biggest one. But it's young players that also left. So QBs, he didn't develop nobody this year. Look at Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco left and immediately had more success in Cincinnati right after he left. So every once in a while, it's a quarterback that leaves. But I would say the biggest issue is probably going up there and saying, I can't win with Baker. And then look at what Baker has done since. That's probably the biggest issue. Turn up the volume. Let me get the volume for y'all. Max this thing out. Make sure it's all the way up. Make sure it's all the way up. Them commentators blame the QB for poor time management when the coach should have called timeout. Ooh, it's been a rough ride. For real. Flacco to a degree. Yeah, I agree with Flacco. Then he shook his hands afterwards. He said, yeah, it's a multitude of reasons why he's not here. Let's go, AB.
The roster was sufficient to win. Do you feel that way? And lack of, progress, is that because you believe that the players you brought in could have performed at a better level?
Yeah, Daryl, I think it goes back to what I touched a little bit in the opener. Again, we're realistic. I think how you evaluate progress when you're a team that's in transition versus how you evaluate progress for a team that's squarely in their contending window, it's different. Like, I think that's totally fair. How we would think about a season in 2020 or 2021 versus this year, it's different. That's absolutely true. Some of that is outcome driven, but not all of it. And you try and weigh that as best as you can and make the decision that you feel is best for the organization.
Cleveland media is going to be mad, y'all. They're going to be mad. Don't flip this on me. Don't flip this on me and say I didn't give them the tools. Jimmy Haslam said we should have won more games this season. That's what Jimmy Haslam said. They're saying, hey, do you feel like you put enough talent around him? And he's saying, hey, progress is not only in wins and losses. I just told you 4 reasons why he didn't improve. He didn't say wins and losses. Cleveland media, hey, they're going to be mad, y'all.
Will you guys interview Jim Schwartz for your head coaching job, and maybe also Tommy Rees, anybody else in the building?
Tommy Rees.
What do you see in those guys that would lead you to believe they could be good head coaches?
I'll talk about them individually since you raised two coaches who are on our staff. So first with Jim. Jim's an outstanding football coach. We have a lot of respect for him, a lot of appreciation for him. And he has certainly earned the right for consideration, but that's something that we still have to discuss and obviously discuss with him.
That sounds like a no.
Tommy, he's a very talented young coordinator. He's held in very high regard, not just in college football, but across the NFL. But again, those are discussions that we have to continue to have.
That sounds like 2 no's to me, y'all. That sounds like neither one will be in contention. Neither one will have a true opportunity to be head coach of the Cleveland Browns. That's what I hear.
Joe, we'll be pretty open-minded. I think there are a number of different archetypes of successful head coaches. I think about Kevin. I think it's easy to forget now that he has 2 Coach of the Year awards on his mantle that when he was interviewed first in 2019 and he didn't get the job, and then again, I guess it was 2020 and he did. In both of those cycles, he had no head coaching experience, and we were the only team that interviewed him. And so I think our responsibility is to search far and wide. There are good coaches out there. We've just got to do our homework and find the right fit for us. We'll have no preconceived notions as we go into the search.
Sorry, Andrew, do you have any, whether it's regrets or whatever, just the way the offensive line, the lack of depth there and so on, and thoughts. One, maybe could have done a better job bringing the line together.
I agree, Cedric.
Was it too soon to go to the rookies with that? Or?
You know, Terry, it's a good question. I'd say, you know, specifically to, let's say, the offense, it's no secret that that's where we're going to invest most of our resources this offseason. I think the reality of it is a year ago when we decided to make the pivot that we did, you also realize that you're not going to be able to accomplish everything at once for the roster. The offensive line, that's a position group that I do imagine will have a fair amount of turnover as we go into 2026. But we also do feel like it was important this year, and quite honestly going into next year, to give young players snaps if we're ultimately going to build a core and foundation that we need to win perennially.
Wet 11s, I can't control it. You can see how I feel by just looking at my facial expression. I can't control it. They might be looking for another rookie head coach. Cedric, I heard that as well. That's what I'm taking from that. Like, we're not just looking for experience. We're not going to close the door on somebody who doesn't have head coaching experience. To me, that sounds like they might be looking at Clint Kubiak. Hopefully they're looking at Clint Kubiak. Hopefully they are. Agreed, keep Schwartz where he is. Tommy can go with Kevin and Dylan Farrell. He can go. But that was 4 years ago, and even in transition, Cleveland could clearly have won more games with 12 coached up and more of the starters healthy. I agree, Real Fresh Food. He didn't have no head coach experience. I thought that was very critical that he put that on record. I thought that was very critical that he put that on record, that Kevin Stefanski did not have head coaching experience. He also put on record they interviewed Kevin Stefanski in 2019 when nobody else did. They interviewed him in 2020 when nobody else did. I thought that was very critical when he's saying that. They interviewed him when nobody else did. And Kevin Stefanski had only been the play caller, I believe, for 1.5 seasons when they interviewed him for head coach. So he was very young in his coaching career, when they were looking at him. Those trophies have dust on them. Move on, for real. My thing is they're asking them questions and then go their separate ways and talk trash. What's the game about that? Bad culture. Yeah, it makes no sense. Deep Podesta was a baseball guy. He was. Browns are the only team to interview Kevin. Did he say that? A.M. Williams, he did. 2019, I don't believe Andrew Berry was here in 2019 because Andrew Berry was here, I think, 2016 to 2018. 2019, he wasn't here. 2019, the Browns hired Freddie Kitchens. 2020, they hired Kevin Stefanski first. Then they hired Andrew Berry afterwards because he left and went to Philadelphia. Saying we threw him a bone. Hey, we gave him a shot. With a straight face, we gave him a chance when nobody else would.
Kevin got dealt kind of a bad hand going into the year. 4 quarterbacks to start camp. How would you kind of reflect on that decision?
Probably a lot, Cedric.
Yeah, I'd say, you know, honestly, most teams go into camp with four quarterbacks. That rep distribution may be a little bit different than what we had. But it's the most important position in sports, and it's something that we felt strongly about investing in. I'd actually give a lot of credit to Kevin and the offensive staff in terms of how they brought along those 2 rookies and how they designed practice. But
Crown Woman Collective, for real.
I believe in competition in every room on the roster, and quarterback's no different.
You talk about finding the right partner. What are the qualities that you think are most important in this next leader for the organization?
CO7, you wanted something.
I'd say number one, like you hit it. Like it's not just leadership by position, but I'd say leadership more globally. Because when you hire a head coach, it's someone who has to be able to lead your players, lead your staff, lead the organization, lead through hardship and lead through crisis. And NFL years, they're like dog years. They're really difficult seasons. And that'll be at the forefront because it's first and foremost a leadership position. And then when I say partnership, head coach GM relationship, it's a lot like a marriage. And you have to work side by side and, fight back to back. And I think that that's really, really important because you have to be aligned in terms of how you're positioning the team.
Do you see enough out of Shedeur? Do you think he can be your starter next year, or do you think you can find something not on the roster?
Scott, I think we saw a lot of progress with Shedeur this year. I think that's both mentally, physically, playing the position. He's still very much a work in progress, like many rookie quarterbacks are. But I think we saw some really good things in terms of his playmaking, his accuracy, his ability to extend with his feet. And I think I'd also give him credit, as well as our offensive staff, for bringing him along in terms of his pocket management, his situational awareness and things of that nature. Now, that all being said, we're going to do our work on the quarterback market. It's too important of a position, and it's something that has to be solidified. I can't sit here and tell you today, whether the solution or the starter in 2026 is internal or external, but it's something that we're going to work through, over the next several weeks. And quite honestly, the new head coach will also have a lot of input into that as well.
Andrew, when you look at what Joe Flacco did in those 4 games here, and then he goes down to Cincinnati and has 300-yard games, what does that say about the wide receivers that you have in this roster?
Yeah, Jeff, offensive football, and particularly the passing game, it really does take all 11. I know that's something that our coaches have said a lot over.
Appreciate that, Harris from Sports.
Because the offensive game is about precision. It's never just on the quarterback. It's never just on one position group. Protection plays into it, route precision, route design. Obviously, we wish we had more success, while Joe was under center here. We didn't. It's unfortunate.
But just to follow up, so then what do you think of this group of wide receivers that are on this team?
Yeah, listen, I think there's a lot of work that we still need to do on the offense from a personnel standpoint. I think that we have a number of players that will continue to be pillars and are players that we'll continue to develop and invest in. But the offense is going to have significant investment this offseason, Jeff.
He will not allow them to box him in on anything. To me, what I'm hearing is, y'all want to box me in on stuff. Y'all want to box me in on if Shedeur will be the starter next year. I'm not going to allow you to box me in without the new head coach's input. I'm not going to let y'all box me in on if I like these receivers, or everybody know we need to upgrade the offense. They don't like he's not allowing them to box him in. This is normal Andrew Berry speak. None of this is anything new. If you notice, look at the list of things he said positive about Shedeur. Before he said, oh, but it's the most important position. We're going to look at it in the next couple of weeks. What happens when do people make major quarterback decisions in January, y'all? Don't worry about nothing. Don't worry about nothing. The Browns' financial situation, I already showed y'all the free agent quarterbacks who are available. The Browns have too many holes to trade up for a quarterback. What this is called, Andrew Berry is keeping his options open. He's keeping his options open. He's not saying I will or I won't. He's not allowing them to box him in. That's all this is. Don't overthink it. Don't think that he is eliminating opportunities for somebody. Remember this, Wet 11s. The Browns don't have no money. They don't have the salary cap money. They don't have we already went through the list of free agent quarterbacks. The upgrade is not there. Also, another head coach is going to come in, and this is what they're going to have to sell somebody on. They're going to have to sell somebody on a Marcus Mariota, Malik Willis, and you taking an $80 million cap hit on Deshaun Watson to bring in one of these guys for between $4 and $7 million. So effectively, you are going to be looking at a backup quarterback or a journeyman quarterback in the $80 million range. It ain't gonna work. You never show your hand this early. You never show your hand this early. You never do. So don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. If he says something that was alarming to me, I would just tell y'all, hey, it's alarming. The next head coach, they're going to see once they look at the salary cap, the free agents, what quarterback are they going to bring in here? I give y'all the answers to the test. We already looked at the quarterbacks that's available. Say they get Clint Kubiak. Clint Kubiak has been working with Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold ain't going nowhere. He signed a multi-year deal. So just look at it. Look at Joe Brady. Joe Brady in Buffalo. They're not about to bring Josh Allen over here. So don't worry yourselves. Don't worry yourselves. This is not the time to worry yourselves or to think that they're just going to come in and do all these wholesale moves. It's not happening. It's not happening. Do you think they might draft a QB this upcoming draft in the later rounds? I think they could take a flyer on somebody rounds 5 to 7, depending on what they do early in the draft. I could see that. Do I think that player would make a difference? No, because I know the players who, all good, will be here real fresh food. I know the players who are coming out in this year's draft, they're not that good, y'all. I can confidently say that any quarterback you're going to get late, you're going to get Drew Aller coming off a season-ending injury. You're going to get Cade Klubnik after his bad year. You're going to get Garrett Nussmeier after his bad year. You're going to get Carson Beck after his season. Come on, y'all. I did the research. It's nothing to worry about. If it's when it becomes a time or something y'all need to worry about, I just say, hey, this look a little shaky. More deadbeats like Kenny Pickett. Hopefully AB learned from that. That's all it is, y'all. The guy is not there. The guy is not there. So this is a default question. This is factory default. This is it's not nobody there that's gonna be worth it. It's not nobody there that's gonna be worth it. Any smart head coach will take the job, keep Shedeur Sanders as a starter. If he wins, get credit. Excuse me. But if he loses, then he requests to pick his own guy. That's all it is. That's all it is. Ivy League Mac, that's all it is. Kevin Stefanski picked Dillon Gabriel. He lost his job. Nobody else is going to come in and pick somebody else and then lose their job after 1 year. It's not the smart thing to do. This is a game of survival, y'all. It's a game of survival. Don't worry about it. If it's something to worry about anytime during the offseason, I'll sound the alarm. Pack up. I'll hold on to that, Zedric. Pack up. Hey, if I say pack up, y'all know what it is.
It's a good question, Ashley. I think that number one, I think you hit on a really good theme that, one of the costs of turnover is that players
there you go, Wet 11s.
Caught in transition between scheme to scheme to scheme. We do have a number of players who are maybe a little bit more defense specific or scheme specific, but I'd also say that we have a number of players that are pretty scheme versatile. Ultimately, our thought will be, hey, let's find the right head coach, let's find the right leader, because schemes, they really do come and go. But it is fair to say that we're very pleased with where that side of the ball is. That group is intact, they're under contract, and we really do like the style of play.
As you enter this transitional phase, how close do you feel like you are roster-wise, pillar-wise? You guys talked about having success. These guys have talked in the locker room about wanting more wins and being close to some of those. How close do you feel this organization is to having success?
Yeah, Cam, I'll never put a limit on our team in a given year. I think we see that on a yearly basis. I think you can look at how different the playoff field is, this year versus last year. I think we have 3 teams that were picking in the top 10 last year that are either winning their division or going to be playing this upcoming weekend. So every year really is unique. Now that being said, very much more focused on process and doing the things that we need to do on a daily and weekly basis to get there. I wish I had a crystal ball and could say, hey, this is what it is definitively. Do I feel like we're closer today than we were a year ago? I do. I hope we are a whole hell of a lot closer a year from now than we are today. And we have a lot of work to do, and that's really where my focus is. That's what I'm dedicated in terms of doing.
You spoke about a GM and a head coach obviously being partners.
Yeah.
And with 8 wins in 2 years.
Yeah, that was Cam Justice.
In pro sports, house cleaning. How do you feel personally and professionally about Kevin going and you staying?
Yeah, like I said, Nate, this is a very tough day. And I just say this. I own the results the past 2 years, Nate. I own it entirely. And
CO7 for real.
Ownership evaluates every one of us in the operation on an annual basis. I'm no different. And I am grateful that they feel like I'm the right person to lead us through this transition period. And that's where all my focus, energy, and dedication is going to be.
It's just been proven throughout the league. You need an elite quarterback to win and sustain winning. Do you have a plan going into this offseason to create the path to finding that player here?
Yeah, Daryl, I'd say quarterback is the most important position in sports. We all know that. And part of the equation with quarterback is the evaluation part. Part of it is the development part as well. It's the most important part. It's the hardest position to play. It can take time, but look, that's the focus, solidifying that position. That's the biggest thing that can lead to sustainable success. That's priority number one. How we accomplish that with the combination of internal options, external veteran options, the draft, that remains to be seen. But priority number one is finding the leader for the organization. That's what our focus is on in the short term.
Where does Deshaun Watson stand?
Let me do, Mary Kay, let me do Daniel, and then I'll go back to you.
Where does Deshaun Watson stand as it pertains to this organization? And do you anticipate him being on the roster in 2026 as it's been reported?
Yeah, Daniel, first I'll say we're very pleased with how Deshaun went through and attacked his rehab this past year, how he engaged with the team, what he did in the meeting rooms. Very pleased with the progress that he made in that regard. Look, I can never predict the future, but right now we do anticipate him being on the 2026 team. But we have a long way to go before we get to that point with any player. Go ahead, Mary Kay.
Andrew, with the number 6 overall pick in the draft, do you guys feel with what you're seeing in the quarterback landscape in the class, if you choose to go that route, do you feel like you guys could acquire one of the top picks in this draft? And then I have a little follow-up to that question.
Honestly, Mary Kay, it's too early to tell. I think you can think about what everyone felt like we knew about the quarterback landscape this time last year.
Yeah, Daniel was good.
About what we thought we knew about the draft. There's a lot of work to be done with this entire draft class. And again, you want to do that in partnership with your new head coach as well. So I wish I could give you a little bit more in that regard, but it's a long process to get through the assessment of this year's passers. I promise I'll get you next, Tony.
Wet 11s. I think this is a situation where you probably wanted to hear a stronger show of support for Shedeur. I think that's what you wanted to hear. But he will be showing his hand if he did that. So if it was somebody who wanted to take a flyer on Deshaun Watson and they would give up anything for him, they would offer you less if they know you're going with Shedeur. At this point, it doesn't make sense to come out and say he's the guy. He laid out every option of who could be the guy in quarterback next year. So it doesn't make sense. He's not going to come out and say Shedeur is our guy. He never boxes himself in the corner like that. And I can appreciate that about him because I don't like when people try to box me in either. So I get it. I don't feel any type of way about it. If you just go through how he even answered the Deshaun Watson question, he said, first, let me say, we appreciate everything that Deshaun Watson did. And then he said, but we're open. We expect him to be on the roster in 2026, but it's too early for us to say. So go based on the initial part of his answer to the Shedeur question. Go on initial part of his answer to the Deshaun Watson. He did the exact same thing with both of them. He didn't stand on the table for either one of them. He praised them, and then he left his options open. So that's all he's doing. I think that because what Shedeur has been through this year, we want people to come out like we come out in our support of Shedeur. But this is not the time to come out that way. This is not the time for it. If you come out and say that you are not looking for a quarterback, your number 6 pick loses value. If people still believe you could potentially trade up for a quarterback, you have value there. So he is not playing the emotional game. If you notice, he's super composed. He's not wavering in his answers. He's very matter-of-factly with what he's saying. And remember, the owner said going into Friday night, we didn't think we would pick Shedeur. Kevin Stefanski clearly did not want Shedeur. Who was the last man standing that wanted Shedeur? That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. That's the only way to look at it. Shedeur know where he stands with Barry. Look at how he's interacted with him over the years. That's it. I agree, D. AB is keeping it politically correct. I'm not mad at it. We believe in Shedeur. God has the final say. Shedeur will be fine. He's fine. He's going to be straight. Shedeur is finding his confidence is the most important off-season thing he needs to do, and he'll find that through security. AB knows Shedeur is very polarizing. He will let the new coach decide that Shedeur is the best QB they have. He knows Shedeur did not get proper development. The new coach has to do that. There you go. It's there. It's not the. it's not going to be the. He's not going to come out and do things like that because you got to remember what his role and responsibility is with the team. He's not just the Shedeur guy. He has to make sure the entire team is lined up and set up properly. Remember, he's the same guy who couldn't speak highly enough about Travis Hunter, and then they traded that pick and used that pick to get another first-round pick this year and also to get another second-round pick to end up being Quinshon Judkins. So that young man does not need to be hurt anymore. The people that hurt him is out the building. The people that hurt him are out the building. The people that hurt him is out the building. Just go back. I'll flash some points in the memory. The Carolina game. Who was the one who went up to Shedeur? It was Andrew Berry. The Raiders game. Who was the one who was talking to Shedeur? It's been there. He moving in the background. I told y'all, he was in a position of power. He never had to come out there and play the media game that Kevin Stefanski played. Kevin Stefanski was not in a position of power, so he had to just slander Shedeur's name to try to keep that leverage and hope Shedeur never got on the field. What did Andrew Berry do? Oh, you like Kenny Pickett? He gone. Oh, you're going to start Dylan Gabriel and you're going to put Joe Flacco as the backup? He gone. Just watch his moves. I know it's coming from a place of protection. It's from a place of protection. I understand it. So just sometimes we can just kind of think things one way and then just kind of forget what got us to this point. We can forget it. So remember, who did Coach Prime want to speak to after they drafted Shedeur? Can I speak to Mr. Berry? He didn't say, let me speak to Coach Kev. So he doing what he got to do.
The follow-up that I had to that real quick is because you are going to be committing so many resources to the offensive side of the ball and because you have so many young guys, might you trend more towards offensive-minded coaches and maybe
You're not going to box yourself in, Mary Kay.
No, not necessarily, Mary Kay. I think it's more you're looking for maybe a specific skill set given where we are in our build. I think that's fair. I don't think that archetype is singular. I don't think that means it just has to be a young person. I don't think that just means it has to be an offensive coach. I mentioned a little bit earlier, the head coaching position is so different than being a coordinator, and the head coach's responsibility is to make sure that the offense is run and developed well, as opposed to necessarily having to be the person that directly does it. Go ahead, Tony.
Indicated that you will lead the search, but there will be others on the committee. Who will they be?
Yeah, Tony, I won't go into specific names. It's a good question, but needless to say, we're going to leverage the expertise across our football operations group. This is an organizational decision. It's not just a singular person who does everything. You're hiring for a position that's going to have such a huge daily and yearly impact on the team, and we want to make sure that we leverage the expertise of many people in our operation as we go through the process. Can I go here and then I'll come back to you, Chris, just because he hasn't asked a question.
You mentioned that you knew coming into the season that this would be a year of transition. Season ends, then with a two-time coach of the year, getting fired because you didn't see enough progress. How do you sell that to candidates who are looking to know that they'll have the necessary runway to do what they need to be done?
Yeah, we understand where you are, and I mentioned, we all get evaluated on an annual basis. I think the reality is, in any head coach opening, every organization has their own challenges, their own constraints. There may be at different points with their roster's lifestyle. We'll be looking for something different than maybe some of the other openings have, based on where they are as a team. And some good coaches will fit us, but they won't fit the Titans. Some will fit the Giants, and they won't necessarily fit us. But we're looking for the right leader and the right partner for our present situation. And I have a lot of confidence that we'll be able to find that person.
I know Paul left during the season, but do you envision his role being filled at all? And are there any other potential front office changes that occur?
Do not envision Paul's role being filled. I think we have a number of talented people who will absorb more responsibility. Paul's a huge loss, but we have a lot of people who have gained a lot of really good experience and smart people in that in that regard. So,
can I follow up by asking you, what did Paul do?
What did Paul do?
So can you tell us what he did?
Yeah. So Jeff, I think this is something that we've covered a lot over the past 6 years. Paul. Let me just say this. Paul is a longtime executive, former general manager, incredibly strong, sharp thought partner, huge in terms of strategic thinking, and really built up the research and strategy group as well as player development. Paul did a lot for the organization over his time here, and we're grateful for the amount of time that he did spend with us.
He about to flip. He said, "Stop asking me about Paul DePodesta." Yeah, Mary Kay can go. She can go. Mary Kay, just repeat what is said from other people. I can literally report the same stuff she says. For real, no independent thoughts. Let Paul go mess up the Rockies. Let him go.
Notion of dysfunction within the organization, and he takes exception to that. I think when the outside looking in, when there's a split where you remain, Kevin is let go.
For real.
Almost gives off.
Paul DePodesta is just my Paul DePodesta.
So Kevin's I've said this 1,000 times. Kevin's like family, and give you a little bit of insight because I've told you all how awesome of a person he is, but I've also told you sense of humor. I know you guys don't always get a chance to see that, but one quick story I'll tell you. As I was driving back from the team flight last night, I was just thinking about what could potentially happen and the decisions that we had to make. I was like, what? I really need to. My kids, they're 8, 6, and 4, and I was like, I really need to tell my kids because every time they're at the facility, he's no longer like Coach Stefanski, coach of the Browns, but rather, giving a Barry kid a piggyback ride or chasing them or tackling them, things like that. And I remember when I told my my 4-year-old daughter, Eden. I was like, hey, there's a chance that Coach Kevin, he may not be coaching the Browns anymore. And she looked at me and she goes, well, will he play with us still? And I share that story because, like, when you talk about relationship or partnership, that's a lifelong connection for me and him. It goes beyond football. So if you ask, how was the relationship from the start to how it was today, he's family.
Are there any other changes to the coaching staff made today?
There were not, Scott.
Will you require the new coach to keep anybody on the staff, whether Jim or Tommy?
I'll touch what I said a little bit earlier. Ultimately, that'll be the head coach's prerogative. Obviously, we'll have a number of discussions about the existing staff. The head coach's prerogative.
John Dorsey.
Let me go here, and then I'll go to you, Terry. Let me go to Nate first.
I just remember John Dorsey years ago. He was a very experienced GM, sitting up there and saying about a coaching search.
Yeah.
He's driving home at night. He's telling himself, just don't screw this up. So how prepared do you feel to lead a coaching search, and is there anyone you're going to be leaning on?
Yeah, we're going to leverage a lot of people with experience and people with, I'd say, process expertise, both internally and externally. Being a head coach in the National Football League, it's a really, really, really hard job. And I think it's at times maybe a little bit like players where you try and make the best decision that you can at the time with the information that you have. But, I joke is like I don't actually Bill Pulling used to say this, that like other than running for Congress or governing in Congress, like position of head coach may be just as hard because of all the different challenges and things that you face. And so what we're going to do, we're going to ensure that we have a process that is well defined in terms of what we're looking for and what the role will be specific to our organization. And we'll make the best hire we can. I'm confident we'll find a good coach. And then a big part of it, no different than quarterbacks, Daryl, is we've got to support that individual to make sure that they can have success as they lead us.
Ooh.
Go ahead, Terry.
Ooh. I hope y'all caught that. I hope y'all caught what he just did right there. I hope y'all caught that. He looked at Daryl and he said, we must support that individual so they can have success. He's telling y'all the answers, y'all. You can't be the starting quarterback for a team without the proper level of support. You need security that if you make a mistake, you still have your job. You need that security. He's telling y'all right there. The starting quarterback didn't get support. The next head coach will get support, and that head coach will be required to support the starting quarterback. Hope y'all caught that. Wet 11s, let me get you. I got you. Let me see. We're going to go back just slightly, just so you can hear and he looked at him too. He looked at him when he said it. So let's go back just a little bit. I want y'all to hear this answer. This is important, y'all.
Our organization, and we'll make the best hire we can. I'm confident we'll find a good coach. And then a big part of it, no different than quarterbacks, Daryl, is we've got to support that individual to make sure that they can have success as they lead us.
Y'all see? He looked at Daryl. He finished his whole answer looking at Daryl. We have to support him. We got to support him. The quarterback must have support. It's right there, y'all. It's right there. He is not a person. He's not a rah-rah person. He's not a rah-rah person. You're not going to get the rah-rah from him. He's going to have the same tone. He's going to have the same. But if you notice, y'all see the personality coming out the longer that he talks? Daryl, you asked me two questions. About the quarterback. When I bring it back to the quarterback, let me make sure I look at you. Hey, eye to eye. Come on, check me out. Be here when I'm talking to you, Daryl. We must support the quarterback. It's right there, y'all. It's right there. It's right there. I had to make sure. I had to run that back. So I had to run that back so y'all can see it. He gave him that side eye like. It's there, y'all.
Winning games in 2 years is crushing the fan base. You
fast can you, I guess, get to where your team is watchable again?
Watchable.
And, you know, just a better product.
Yeah. You know,
That's on you now, basically, with you're there. So how do you handle it?
yeah, Terry, I think it goes maybe a little bit to Cam's question that I certainly would
For real,
expect
see it, Anderson.
progress over the next calendar year with who we hire and how we invest in the roster. In terms of our ultimate goals, I can't put a firm timeline on that, but we certainly do owe the fans more than what we've given them the past.
I think they keep DG for now.
Assets or things do you have that can, I guess, maybe jet sweep that thing?
Zedric, for real.
Yeah, so I look at, you know, how we're positioned.
TK, we still here.
We're positioned with we'll have ample cap room at the beginning of the year. We have a defense that is, you know, elite, and everyone, besides maybe one starter, is under contract for multiple years. I look at, you know, some of the young core offensive players that we brought in this year, and I look at the fact that, you know, we'll have 10 picks, 2 in the first round, and I think it's probably going to be 7 in the top 150. It gives us an incredible opportunity to continue to take a big step forward.
We've probably been watching him for about 10 or 15 minutes, TK.
Myles Garrett on Friday in the locker room. He mentioned that, you know, that more rebuilding is not going to be for him, and he needs some assurances that you guys are 100% committed to winning as fast and as soon as possible and thoroughly as possible. So my question about that is, do you have any concern that he might try to, you know, ask to be traded again, and in the event that something like that happens,
Tool man, what's going on?
that you wouldn't do that, or where would you stand on that?
So I think the first thing I'd say, Mary Kay, is, you know, Myles and I have good and frequent dialogue. I think when people hear the term rebuild, and probably specifically here, really their thought is tear down, right? The idea that you're trading away a number of prime players or veterans, and you're accumulating, you know, resources and things of that nature. When we think about where we are in our transition, it really is about building up the offense. Many of the trades that we've made are, you know, really about maybe players who won't be a part of the future core, and getting future value for, you know, for when we're in our prime window with, you know, with this roster. If we do trade a productive veteran in his prime, it's probably more in lines of what we did with Greg Newsome, you know, where we were able to acquire Tyson Campbell, a player that we thought was an excellent scheme fit. He's in his prime and under contract for 3 years. It would be more of a strategic decision like that. So our focus is on continuing to build. Winning is always the focus, but we also want to make sure that we take the proper steps to ensure that, hey, we don't have these up and down seasons, but that we can sustain it.
A rookie class was so productive for you guys this season amid the changes. Do you have an approach to ensure that any kind of changes like this aren't detrimental to their continued growth and their development as you look for even more production from them in next season?
It's a great question, Cam. That's certainly top of mind.
It's all good too, man.
Young players, they don't always have linear progress. I wish they did. It'd make it a lot easier for all of us. But you know, that will certainly be a focus as we get to meet the candidate pool over the next several weeks.
So this is your first coaching search since you've been here.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say this is the most important decision of your career as a pro front office guy?
I'd say this, Jeff. I think we have a lot of important decisions coming up. You know, I think probably the two most important decisions that can be made by an organization are head coach and quarterback. So whichever order you want to put it in, I think that's fair. But look, my focus, I'm 100% dedicated in terms of finding the right person that continue to lead our franchise forward.
Crown Woman Collective, for real.
Thank you all.
That's AB, y'all. To me, AB didn't hold any punches. He was ready for how the media was going to try to question him. The Cleveland media, they got some work to do this offseason. This offseason, they need to learn the game They need to understand the game. They need to start to learn what responsibilities are, what roles are. They got to step their game up because otherwise they're going to be getting schooled in public and it's going to look crazy. They'll be getting schooled in public. It's going to look crazy. Yeah, CO7111, you caught that? This was not a you just got fired now. This is a you knew you was going to get fired. You can see the Browns locker room was starting to change the past few games, and Shedeur had everything to do with it. Him, Myles, and the rookies, for real. Daisha. She said, I'm so happy. Good morning. What's going on? Y'all see what it is. Y'all see what it is. He's putting these reporters in their place. He's not letting him be boxed in. Called out Daryl by name. They've been watching how these guys have been talking. They've been watching how they've been coming at him. They've been watching how everybody been saying they need to get fired. And I'll put it out there. Before the season, I was one of the people who was at Andrew Berry's neck saying he needs to get fired. Once the rookies start producing, around week 4, I said it's too early to say he knocked this class out of the park. Week 8, hey, he gonna be here, y'all. He gonna be here. I accepted this a long time ago, so I didn't have to accept it now. People are going through the processes weeks and weeks, and at this rate, months later, of accepting what's happening, especially things they don't have control over. So that's why they ask those type of questions. The media is a lost cause. You do with it, the G. Bush and True Browns, Mafia, and Dogs. For real. I think it's going to be funny because it's the easiest. If you start learning about the game, this is the easiest time to be a football fan. You have so much access to data and information and film that you can really learn the game. So if you don't get better, it's a personal choice. Dale Reuter hates AB. Yeah, he been hating on him for at least a month and a half now, saying he got to go. Shedeur, Myles, and Rookie didn't lay down for Kevin. They kept playing. This is why Cleveland media didn't want Kevin Stefanski to get fired. Now they have to go back to school and work. They don't want to do the work. He was stern. He was firm. After that Titans game, Zedric, they said, you got to go. The Cleveland media needs to get it together. They have to. I'm trying to, but if Andrew and with Shedeur, he will be fired. Next guy will take care of him. He going to be straight. I can't see any owner and GM hiring Kevin Stefanski as a head coach in 2026. The only way he would get hired is it because it's kind of a weak pool and it's a lot of jobs. How many jobs we got open? We got Tennessee. We got the Giants. We got Atlanta. We're not going to count the Browns because he was with the Browns. We got the Cardinals. Who am I missing? We got the Raiders. That's 5 jobs right there. So that's a lot of the league that needs a head coach. So he might get a job just off of just a lack of people available. So that's where he might get it. That's why they were flipping into the end zone yesterday. They knew he was out. They knew he had no control. They said 8, like 6 or 7. So it's even more because I've been on stream. So I don't know if it's probably more jobs. So if do not send him to Atlanta. Yeah, no, he wouldn't work in Atlanta. I see Stefanski going as a coordinator again. Yeah, that would make sense. If he was smart, go be a coordinator. But he might, I think he might get a job only because there's so many available openings. And you're going to have a team that's going to want to go with somebody who has success, and they're probably going to blame all of the failures on the Cleveland Browns and none of it on Kevin, so he can sneak his way into another job. Let me go out there and coach then. I'm better than Kevin Stefanski. Crown Woman Collective for real. Did the Jets open up? Did they fire Aaron Glenn? I know he was on the hot seat, and he was listening, and he said he talked to Myles. Myles is Big Unk, and those rookies are affectionately called Rookie. Something legendary couldn't finish. For real, I remember that. C.A. Anderson. I remember that. So it's a lot of jobs open. He might end up with a job because of that, but I don't see him as high up on the list. So I don't see him as high up on the list. A quarter of the league looking at new coaches for real, and some might just play it safe. How do you sell a horrible offensive scheme? Man, because people are comfortable with people who are like them. So it's people who are like Kevin Stefanski, and they have an affinity for losers, and they're going to hire Kevin Stefanski. That's what it is. Probably going to the Giants, potentially. Potentially. You know, it's going to be somebody that don't want to go the young coach or coordinator route. It's gonna be somebody. But AB said, "Hey, we gonna have money." So, I thought their money would be limited, but AB said,
I got money.
He said he got money for him. They got money, so that's not gonna be the reason why they can't upgrade the team. So we're gonna see how it go. We're gonna see how it go. I think it's only right. Let me see. Man, we'll just play it here. One last time for Kevin Stefanski, y'all.
You about to lose your job. You about to lose your job.
One last time. Affinity for losers. That's what it is. I keep seeing the Giants. Was seeing it a few days ago. I've been seeing that too. Won't be able to blame the Browns like he has been able to get away with. I think that's his best. That's his best angle is just say, "Hey, y'all know how much dysfunction is going on over there." I think that's his best angle. Lord, I'm praying for him not to go to the Giants. I don't want him to take away Dart swag. That's what he's gonna try to do. I keep seeing the Giants. I read that one. Honestly, I would like to see him run from the NFL, but there are a lot of useless place filler jobs, and like people like him, they protect their own. For real. For real. I read several places that Deshaun Watson will be let go in June. I don't know. I don't know if the Browns going to take that $80 million cap hit. If they release him post June 1, it's an $80 million cap hit. I don't know if they're willing to take that. Real fresh food. D, are you saying no celebratory gesture during the game or for Stefanski? Hey, that's what people have been saying. Getting a high-level job is less about your talent and more about your relationships. Ivy League Mac. That's it. He ain't going to the Giants. They would have kept Brian Daboll. Let me just tell y'all, if I was the Giants and I was in this hiring cycle, it's no way I would be going after Kevin Stefanski if it was me. A lot of reports have been saying that. Reports are saying the Tennessee Titans have been looking at Kevin Stefanski. If I'm Cam Ward, I don't want Kevin Stefanski. I don't want Kevin Stefanski. New York media is not going to put up with bad coach Kevin Stefanski. Better adjust to being forced to answer tough questions. Yeah, they're gonna be at your neck. So, to me, if I was cool with Kevin Stefanski, I would say, man, sit out a year. Sit out a year. They kept saying they were celebrating for real because they did it twice. I'm like, hey, what y'all got going on here? So, this was not just a rush thing that they did. They had this in the works. And, AB said I had to tell my kids he ain't going to be here no more. I read that it will only be 40 after June 1st. Is that true? If so, maybe they'll try to cut losses. 40 is if they trade him. So it's 80 million if they cut him, 40 million if they trade him. Real fresh food. 12 has told Cam all about Kevin Stefanski for real. He's not on the Titans list, surprisingly. That's funny because they were the ones who kept saying, oh, he might end up there. Oh, they would be excited to have him. D, when you get a chance, check out that Shedeur and Martin Lawrence video. Oh yeah, some more fun. Yeah, we played that earlier. Let me see. Let's go. Where we at? Let me pull it up real quick. Let me get through my stuff over here. We got a couple requests I'll hit y'all with before we get up out of here. Let's go here. Where'd it go? Who sent it to me? Here we go. I think it's this one here. Put that here.
I'm waiting to say this.
Here we go. Right now, some more fun, and then I got the one you asked me for. Let's go here. I don't know why it's so small.
Oh yeah, and I'm gonna say it. And this is a good time. Get the stepping. I'm waiting to say this all year, and I'm gonna say it. And this is a good time. Get the stepping.
Hey,
Waiting to say this.
Get the stepping. He been waiting to say it. I got another one. We had another request. Here we go. It's right here. It's right here. He done took the headset. He said, hey, listen to me. Hey, what you was doing earlier, we ain't running that no more. That wasn't good. You want to cut in? I want him to cut out. We can beat him on the outside. We get the outside leverage, we good. We good. Shedeur telling him, hey, man, that stuff you've been calling ain't working. It ain't working. Actually, let me see. I think I got one more. I got one more for the road. One more before we go. Let me find this last one for y'all. I got one more for the road. Let me see. Not that one. It's only right, y'all. It's only right. It's only right.
1, 2, 3, release them. I wish it ever had.
It's only right, y'all. It's over for him. It's over for Kevin.
1, 2, 3, release them. I wish it ever had.
It's over for him, y'all. It's over for him. It's over for him. Kevin Stefanski, it's been real. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get up out of here. It has been real. It's been real. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this stream. I enjoyed this stream. I was waiting on this day. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it. Definitely some vindication here today. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this stream. Hopefully y'all did, because I did. I had a good time with y'all today. Let me call out the people who supported the stream. Let's go here. Also, let's change this up because it's over for him, y'all. It's over for him. All right. Shout out to C.A. Anderson. Shout out to Shalia James. Shout out to Through the Fire Podcast. Shout out to Through the Fire Podcast again. Shout out to Black Pearl. Shout out to C.A. Anderson. Shout out to Real Fresh Food. And before I go, let me play this one more time. Thank you to everybody who supported in December. Before I go. Thank you, everybody, for your continued support. Thank you for everybody enjoying this stream with me. This was a great stream. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We are back at this thing on Wednesday, 10:30 Eastern. I appreciate y'all. Hopefully y'all enjoy the next couple of days. Cleveland media is going to be crashing out. Jimmy Haslam, he was spicy. Andrew Berry, he was spicy. They are going to be crashing out the next weeks and months to come, and they just got to live with it. Oh, well, they got to learn the game. They got to find the answers.
Relax. You ain't got the answers. I'm asking you ain't been doing the education.
They got to do the education. They got to get the answers. It's been real, everybody. Shout out to y'all. I'll see y'all on Wednesday. I appreciate y'all. Peace, everybody.